Were you afraid of having to kiss Max?
No.
Wait, do you have to Max? You have to kiss him right now. Kiss him right now.
Give him a smooch, Max.
Kiss him. On today's Part of My Take, we have NFL Week 6 recap. Fastest 2 minutes. Down go the undefeated teams. We get some interesting things coming out of an NFL Sunday, and we're going to do Who's Back of the Week as well, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Max. Get into the game with Bleacher Report Sports add-on on Max. Stream select live games from the MLB postseason, NBA, NHL, U.S. men's and women's soccer, and NCAA men's March Madness. It's a front row seat to every thrilling moment, every amazing play, and every unbelievable highlight. Max is the one to watch for the best in entertainment, streaming 24/7 live news and now live sports. Bleacher Report Sports add-on included for a limited time with any Max subscription. After the promotional period, add BR Sports starting at $9.99 a month. Base subscription required. Max is the best. You got to go sign up right now. I don't clip that, Max, and say that I said that about you. Max is the one to watch for the best in entertainment, streaming 24/7 live news and now live sports with the BR Sports add-on included for a limited time with any Max subscription. After the promotional period, add BR Sports starting at $9.99 a month. Base subscription required. Sign up now at max.com/sports. You love sports. You love Max. Max.com/sports. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Monday, October 16th, week 6. What? That one felt good. What?
Brian Dable. Tick. Huh?
We start in London, where the Ravens made the reverse pilgrimage over to England on the Zayflower as he scored a touchdown in the first half. The lads were playing some real Hogo Bonito. Is that how you say it, Teej?
It is. The beautiful game.
The beautiful game as Justin Tuckingham Palace wiped the smile off Ryan Notting Hill's face on the way to 6 field goals. Patrick Queen Elizabeth wasn't dead after all, as he had 9 tackles and a sack. Current Tottenham star Harry Kane was confused with the cheers as 9 kicks went over the crossbar on purpose. The Ravens, 24. The Titans, 16. What? Harry Kane, my favorite Spur.
Back stateside where, ritter me this, ritter me that. When you throw 3 interceptions, your coach's chins look fat. Sam Halliban made his triumphant return to Atlantistan as Brian David Robinson performed admirably in the backfield all Sunday. Kendall Roy Fuller looked like the eldest boy with his interception, and Logan Roy Thomas told Falcons fans, "Fuck off! Fuck off! You're not a serious quarterback! Come on, Desmond! Fuck off!" Commanders, 24. Falcons, 16.
To the Windy City where Tyson, it's Badgin, came in relief of Justin Fields. Hey, Teej, Tyson Badgin from?
German Shepherd University, because he's got that dog in him, boom.
The Bears, driving late to try and win, met Byron Murphy's Law, as everything will go wrong for these Chicago Bears. Hope you enjoyed last week's win, Matt Dweeberflus. Back to the locker for you. Vikings 19, Bears 13. You see, his name is Eberflus, and we called him Dweeberflus.
He's a dweeb, boom.
He's a dweeb.
In sunny Florida, where Andrew Bryce Clay was little boy blue, he needed the money. Raheem Toaster was making a lot of bread, cooking for the Panthers defense on the way to a couple of touchdowns. After a slow start, Tua Fast, Tua Furious got the Dolphins offense rolling, and in a touching tribute to my good friend Paul Walker, Tyreek Hill went so fast he hurt himself.
Too soon, boom.
Chewbacca Hubbard summed up all Panthers fans' feelings this season when he said, Dolphins 42, Panthers 21.
to Cincinnati, where Joe Burrow started out Ben Savage mode on the Seahawks defense, hitting Tyler Boyd Meets World for an early touchdown. The second half was all defense, as Mike one night in Paris Hilton used his night vision to pick off Geno Smith, and Trey, what can Brown do for you, returned the favor with Burrow. As time ticked down, Geno Smith and Wesson wasn't able to pull the trigger on the comeback, and the Bengals take down the Seahawks 17-13.
Over to Believeland, where Brock Purdy laid a massive stinker as the Browns did their best Taylor Swift impression and hopped in their PJ. Walker, that is. Christian Theology McCaffrey left, miraculously returned, and then left again after moving the rock just a little bit, leaving everyone to argue pointlessly for years to come about what he would have done if he were still around. Campari Cooper had summer his best receptions, leaving the 49ers with a bitter taste in their mouths. Jake Moody Blues had a wreck of the Edmund Miss Gerald, and that beautiful popping sound you hear is the 1972 Dolphins opening their champagne bottles. Or it could be Deshaun Watson's penis enjoying another week off playing football on Sundays. The Niners lose. The Niners lose.
In the Meadowlands, where if I had $1 million salas, I'd buy a real grass field, as a turf monster captured a few more players today. The Jets are Zach in the saddle again as the young quarterback grows in confidence. Ray J. Brown was going deep, but Jalen Flirts was being too friendly with the Jets secondary, giving them the ball 3 times. The last time being the game changer as Brees Lightning, go Brees Lightning, ran in untouched for the winning score. The Jets' win is a shot in the arm for their season, as injured quarterback Aaron Rodgers was in attendance, making his millions of dollars a year to appear on podcasts and nothing else. Jets 20, Eagles 14.
Huh? The Jets? Eagles? We head down to Tampa Bay, where Amon-Ra St. Brown contained a big TD, as the Lions offense said, "Take it, Goff. Take it all, Goff." Tampa should put the creamsicles back in the freezer because they're melting down once again. The Lions sealed the win when they took a very whiskey shot downfield of Jameson, and Baker Mayfield of Dreams had a very Costner interception. Don't look now, but the Detroit Lions are 5-1. The Lions are 5-1. The Lions won 5 games and they only lost 1 game. The Lions 20, the Bucs 6.
For the first time this year, we're doing a Raiders recap, and we bring in our correspondent Henry Lockwood to give us the game.
Up to Sin City, where it was master versus apprentice, as Bill Belichick'em faced off against Posh McDaniels in the house that Mark Davis built. Jimmy Garoppolo was balling like it was his first day out the feds as he iced out Jacoby Myers for a first quarter score before getting hurt. Brian Sawyer anchored the Raiders offense for the rest of the 60 minutes. Tick, 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 and outlasted Max Spike Jones, who played like a real jackass all game, including a fourth quarter safety that cost the Patriots the game and the cover. The Raiders 21, Patriots 17.
That safety hurt you, huh?
Real bad, boom.
Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. It's that dude CJ throwing balls away. It's his first career INT. Come on, Blake Groupie, your kicks are loopy. And the Saints got sent home sorry, just like Bloopy. That fat fuck. Texans 20. Saints 13. And that is week 6, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partners of the Pardon My Take family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you, with exclusive Multimatic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views. The Chevy Silverado ZR2 and Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head to Chevy.com. Check out the Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. Thank you to Chevy, our wonderful sponsor, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. Okay, week 6 in the books. We are watching the fourth quarter of the Bills-Giants. The Bills struggle mightily with the Giants. We will talk about this game after it concludes, but the Giants are playing like literally Justin Pugh off his couch. He said that as he started. Recurring guest Justin Pugh. Good friend Justin Pugh.
I would be so upset if I was a Giants fan, and you know that your offensive line stinks going into this game, and then they do the starting lineups, and one guy's like, "Yeah, I literally wasn't playing football."
But he was. I mean, I followed him. He for a long time AWLs. I remember we did an exit interview with him as well. We gave
one
him
of the first guests in New York.
Yeah, we gave him an ant trap, a live ant trap. Great dude. And I think he was working in real estate in Arizona. He was tweeting about it. I think he had a podcast, and they called him up. And he is on the Giants.
Yeah,
and doing an okay
and
job.
They're playing well tonight. The Giants are giving the Bills. They're winning right now. They're up 9-7. The Bills have the ball going in, but the Giants, they're going to be. I think they're going to be kicking themselves over the end of the half. How that first half ended. Brian Dable forgot how time works.
Yeah, and Tyrod I think also was part of the blame.
Yeah, so Tyrod, so Brian Dable made it very clear to the cameras that it was not his fault.
Yeah.
That Tyrod ran the ball.
I think he checked
to
a run.
Checked into a run, and unfortunately the clock keeps running if you don't get in the end zone. But if you have a beast of an offensive line like the Giants, you have to try to run the ball right there.
Yes.
It's very clear.
Yes, yeah. If you're basically you got to play to your strengths and just shove it down their throat. Okay, so we will recap once this game does go final. Let's talk some football, boys. It was a wild week in the NFL. We had our last 2 undefeated teams go down, but we will start with the London game. Ravens 24, Titans 16. It's not often that we're smart and we get things right, but goddamn, did we nail this game. The Titans came out and were absolutely asleep for the entire first half. The Ravens go up 15 at halftime. Titans mount a little bit of a comeback in the second half, and the Ravens win the game after the abysmal game against Pittsburgh last week, kind of right the ship, and the Titans are left wondering, one, Ryan Tannehill gets hurt, so they're wondering, okay, is it going to be maybe Will Levis time? They brought in Malik Willis. Had one of the dumbest plays I've ever seen in terms of situational awareness, where with a minute left on 1st and goal, with no timeouts, they were down 2 scores, and he actually tried to stay in bounds. He could have stepped out of bounds. He tried to stay in bounds. Clock keeps running. He also got sacked 4 times. He was in for a quarter and a half. And what the future of the Titans look like, because they're at a crossroads now.
They also had 9 flags on that last possession on that goal line. So the series kept getting extended, and then Willis made the dumbest play ever, drew a penalty because his guy tried to throw a block in the back on that. They backed it up, and then Vrabel was just like, fuck it. This isn't getting better. I'm just going to kick a field goal right now and hope for the best. I'm actually not ready to declare the Titans dead yet.
No, because Vrabel always will have a game.
Vrabel finds a way. The last time they started 2-4, you know what they did? I think they made it all the way to the AFC Championship.
Yes.
So the Titans have a not unfavorable schedule coming up. They could still do something crazy, but I do think that Mike Vrabel's strategy of trying to pretend that time zones don't exist and just saying, fuck it, we're men, we're football players, we're not going to let the clock beat us. Well, the clock did kind of beat them, and the time zones also soundly defeated the Titans today. There was a very smart play that happened towards the end of the game it was Roquan Smith. It was you see the compilations on YouTube of 1,000 IQ plays in the NFL that no one talks about.
Yes.
Roquan could have tackled their receiver that caught a pass in the middle of the field. He let him get up, not to punch the ball out, but to let him tick 3 or 4 more seconds off the clock so that after he tackled him, it ran down to the 2-minute warning.
I wish he was a true Raven. He's not.
He's not a Raven yet because he hasn't beat the Steelers. But
he is a fucking really good football player.
Baltimore football player Roquan Smith had the smartest play of that day.
As for the Ravens, I feel like the Ravens are in the good, have not figured out how to be great category yet, because this is, as weird as it sounds, it was kind of similar to last week against Pittsburgh, where a lot of decent drives ending in field goals, not being able to step on a team's throat. They were up 15 at half. They should have been up 25 plus.
Yeah, they're kicking a lot of field goals.
Yeah, they're kicking field goals. They're not finishing drives, and they're not stepping on, letting teams just kind of linger around. So they're obviously a very good team, but they still have like that killer instinct they need to find where they can just say, all right, we're gonna step on your throat, make sure that this game is a no doubter. We win this game.
Yeah, they've got a tough schedule coming up too.
Yes.
Ravens play a lot of good teams. But I want to make something very clear because a report came out this morning that the NFL is, quote, mulling over the idea of having a Super Bowl in London.
This is bullshit.
If that happens, we riot. It's simple as that. If we have to play a Super Bowl in England, we get all of England back as part of the United States.
It's the Super Bowl. It's not the International Bowl.
Yep.
Super is for America. That's what we are.
Yeah.
We are super. We made the only country that's able to make a league that is confined by our borders and call ourselves world champions.
Yeah.
That wasn't an invite to do the Super Bowl somewhere else. This made me, we said it on Friday. They're trying to sneak us. I won't let them sneak us. I will let them sneak us because there's literally nothing we can do. And Roger Goodell could be like, hey, we're playing the Super Bowl. Like the Saudis are now hosting the Super Bowl. Be like, cool, we'll be there. Like Media Row is going to probably be weird, but we'll fucking
Washington
be there.
Post will not have a table over there.
Yeah, Hank?
I just don't think they'll do it because of the time.
Well, they would adjust for the time.
They would figure it out.
They would play the game at like
I will protest.
they would play the game at like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
9 p.m.
You
London
know what?
time.
PFT, what we got to do? If they do this, we will protest by never changing our internal clock away from Central Time.
Agreed.
Because we will go to London. We'll probably have a great time. Probably enjoy ourselves very much. But we will protest.
It's disgusting that they're even thinking about doing it. At the very least, if you're going to put it in a different country, do it someplace warm that we can all go in February.
Yeah.
That would be nice. But for Americans that watch football in their own time zones and like the idea of a Super Bowl taking place here in the United States, which is all of us, why are we going to let Europe just take that from us?
So I think this is a classic Roger Goodell bait and switch. We've seen it many times. He's actually an incredible negotiator when it comes to this stuff. You can say whatever you want about Roger Goodell, but very similar
He's
to
a dickhead.
The time when he banned touchdown celebrations and then gave them back to the players in negotiations, or was like, hey, you guys can smoke weed, but like we're making sure that the franchise tag stays in place and all the owners get all the money. But yeah, you guys can smoke weed. We'll give that up. I think what he's doing here is he's floating it. It's a trial balloon. So then he can be like, all right, no Super Bowl in London, but the Jaguars are in London.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
That sounds right to me. The weed one was so funny because I think it was actually, we'll let you guys smoke pot. You just have to play one more game of football per year.
Right.
How's that sound?
He does.
I care about safety.
He just he puts something out there bad, like, and then he just says, "Oh, you know what? I won't do that, but we are going to do this other bad thing."
Yeah, it's terrible.
Gotcha. And we're like, "Oh, thank God, no Super Bowl in London." Now we have to wake up every.
You know what he'll do? He'll do 2 teams in England.
I'm sick. I'm so sick of the London game because it just isn't the same anymore. It's just I'm happy we get a break.
Yep.
I just want a break.
You know what it does?
It doesn't feel special.
It takes away all the excitement and the like specialness of the 1 p.m. kickoff.
Correct.
Because at 1 p.m. when they kick off, it's like, okay, football is happening right now. And you're so excited, you take a couple seconds to soak it all in. But then if you're like, I've been watching football all morning in bed, it's just not the same. I hate it. I hate it. And Goodell, if you put the Super Bowl over in London, I will boycott. I'm going to boycott the Pro Bowl. I'm going to boycott the Pro Bowl. And so should everybody else. That's as far as I can go.
I'm not going to go that far.
That's as far as
I'm
I
going
can
to boycott. Let's just boycott preseason week 3.
The second half of preseason week 3.
Done.
Okay.
So
good.
you might lose us. Yeah, it is. We are the most helpless fans in the world because whatever they decide to do, we will consume it.
Yeah.
And if they put the game on Mars at fucking 3 a.m, I will be setting an alarm to watch the Martian Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And aren't there some other challenges that go along with having a Super Bowl overseas? Like some people don't have a passport. You remember Passport Day?
Yeah.
Remember that old argument that we had? Some players aren't allowed to travel internationally because of maybe a DUI on their record.
Mm-hmm.
That's a heads up, by the way. If you're doing like a bachelor party in Canada, make sure nobody in your crew has a DUI because they won't let you into Canada.
Yes.
My friends learned that the hard way, not me personally.
Some
but a
people,
buddy.
like Hank, are on the no-fly list.
Yep.
False.
I heard you're on the no-fly list.
I can fly anywhere.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Vacation. Either way, don't do it, NFL.
Yeah.
We don't want it.
You also
we don't want it.
London also has a long way to go in terms of getting their like sideline safety procedures set up and ready to go because Ryan Tannehill got hurt and then he sat on the sidelines for like 20 minutes waiting for an injury card.
Yes.
They didn't have that going. That was very sad just watching him sit there and wait.
Do you agree with my assessment of the Ravens that I feel like they could be a potential Super Bowl contender, but they're not there yet? I need to see them step on some throats and not have what happened last week in Pittsburgh or even what the Titans flirted with this week. Like, I need to see the Ravens start blowing some teams out that they're clearly better than.
That's always the Ravens.
Yeah, I was going to say right now where the Ravens are is exactly where the Ravens have been for it feels like the last 10 years.
But they haven't won a Super Bowl in 10 years.
Yeah, where they're good. They're a good team.
Right.
The Ravens, it would not surprise me if the Ravens beat any team in the NFL, but it would shock me if they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, their defense is very good. What?
Lunder 3-0.
Lunder 3-0. Congratulations, Jake,
Jake.
you fucking thief of joy.
It's so funny watching British fans go nuts over field goals, too.
Yeah.
They were having the time of their life over there.
were.
Like every field goal, they're like, oh, we can't believe it.
9 of them.
It's incredible.
9 of them.
Yeah, 9 field
So
goals.
many field
You got
goals.
your feel.
Yeah. All right. Next game. Bengals, Seahawks. Bengals 17, Seahawks 13. Hank, don't shake your head. What are you shaking your head for? I just like to say don't shake your head like Jim Calhoun, but what are you shaking your head for?
I mean, I'm sure you get into it. The Seahawks choked this game away.
This was actually, the Seahawks. So it's kind of a which side you're looking at it from. Like if you're the Seahawks, like, man, we should have won that game. And you could make the argument they should have. They had 24 to 15 first downs. They had 381 yards to the Bengals 214. But the Bengals defense also stood up and won that game for them in the second half because it was basically the Bengals showed up, played great for 2 drives. They had a touchdown drive, 13 plays, 69 yards, touchdown. 7 plays, 73 yards, touchdown. Then the rest of the game, they had 33 plays for a total of 87 yards.
Yeah,
they just completely, like, it went back to week 1 Bengals on offense, but the Bengals defense was lights out at the end because the Seahawks went they actually went very similar where they had 1st and goal from the 4 field goal, 1st and goal from the 5 interception, 1st and goal from the 7 turnover and downs, 1st and 10 from the 11 turnover and downs. They were in the red zone 5 times and they got 1 field goal out of it in the last 5 trips they went down.
Yeah, it's the red zone. It's
crazy.
That's the difference maker. 3 points. Either you had 5 trips. To this,
it was they scored a touchdown. Then their next 4 trips they had 1 field goal.
In the second half, they were in there 4 times and got 3 points out of it. Which Carroll needs to start calling it the red area. He calls it the red zone.
Yeah.
As football guys, we know that if you're a football coach that knows what he's talking about, you just call it the red area, and it sounds a lot cooler.
And it sounds like something that you can attack a lot better.
Yeah, attack the red area.
Yeah.
Shout out
Make
to
a play in the red area.
Andre Yoshivash.
Okay.
He got his first career touchdown today.
I saw that.
Joe Burrow sprinted to the end zone. That's how you know that his calf is doing good.
Yep.
I haven't seen that kind of mobility out of Joe in a long time. Sprinted to the end zone, picked up the ball, ran it back to the sidelines, gave it to him. It was also his birthday.
Ooh.
He got a birthday touchdown today. And then Burrow said the classic thing after the game, I'm not going to apologize for winning.
Yeah.
Don't apologize for winning, Joe.
No, that was, I really do think that if you're a Bengals fan, it's a little bit disconcerting that the offense still looks as bad as it did for the last 3 quarters. But the good news is the defense looks like it's back to the defense that got you guys to a Super Bowl a couple years ago, got you to the AFC Championship last year. And weirdly, for the Seahawks, I just think the Seahawks are a really good team. They have to obviously fix their red zone offense, but they shut down the Bengals in the second half. Their defense is young and awesome. Mm-hmm. And I didn't walk away being like, man, the Seahawks, they're not that good. They should have won that game. But I really do think the Seahawks are a very good team.
They are. They're very offensively, they need to get the ball in the end zone, but if you just look at stats, they move the ball on offense. DK Metcalf was being a bully again today. Mm-hmm. I like it when DK does that. When he does something absolutely absurd and draws a personal foul penalty for it, I like that. Get him involved. Because I feel like the secondary guy that just gets his shit pushed in is going to be thinking about that for the rest of the game.
It's also great because every time it happens, it will be the wide angle, like the all-22 angle, and it will zoom in and be like, and this happened after the play. It's like, oh, DK lost his mind again.
Yeah, and DK...
You know exactly what's going to happen.
DK looks so big on the all-22 also compared to everybody else.
He's a monster.
He's gotten bigger, I think.
I think so, too.
I think DK's put on 20 pounds of muscle.
Jake Bobo is my favorite guy's name.
He's good. That's
Seahawks,
a good guy.
Jake Bobo.
He had a great catch today where he got rocked.
Smoked.
And then he just stood up immediately. I would die. I actually think I would be dead if I took that hit.
It also is one of my favorite little things about football. It's like when you're in a relationship for a really long time, like, oh, I like the smell or this little cute thing you do. Whenever there's a big hit and all 3 flags come in simultaneously, I just kind of chuckle. I'm like, that was nice.
Refs all on the same page.
Yeah, right. It was just,
Yeah.
it just feels like a more significant flag when all 3 flags show up at the same time.
If you're a ref and you don't throw your flag when the 3 flags land at the same time, you got to get that sucker out and fire it in there too. Just like join the party.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw it too, guys. I saw it too.
We should save that for Mount Rushmore next year. Just little quirks about football that we love, that we just think about.
Yeah.
In those long summer days.
I mean, the sound of a goalpost getting hit by a football. That's a good sound usually.
Yeah, that is. The touchback.
Oh,
when
the
ref
touchback
does
sign.
The touchback signal.
Yeah.
That's always sick.
Shout out to the Legion of Spoon. They were out for blood today. Dream bet hit. So here's some stats about Jamar Chase. He had 4 catches, 60 yards on the first 2 drives, and then 2 catches for 20 yards for the rest of the game. And he also debuted a website today.
Really?
Yes, he did. He had this plan going into this game, so he thought he was going to have a big game. It's isjamaropen.com.
Ooh.
Go to isjamaropen.com right now. Check out what it says. It says yes.
I love
but
that.
Today, not that great of a game. He only had 80 yards, which is a lot of yards, but he did absolutely nothing in the second half.
The entire offense did nothing.
Yeah.
The 7-Eleven chain is awesome as well.
It was very cool.
He was wearing a 7-Eleven chain. But yeah, if you're a Bengals fan, it's kind of crazy that you're sitting here 3-3 and it feels like you have been through hell this year in terms of your team just never, like the Bengals have not submitted an A+ game, not even close. And now they have their gauntlet of the 49ers and Bills back to back. I think they get a bye week here, but at least you're 3-3. And these next 2 games, 49ers, Bills, like if you can split those, you'll feel good.
Yeah.
I think that's where you're at.
Yeah, you got to just position yourself for a late season run. Just hope you're going to catch fire.
Get healthy, late season run, and I think that the Seahawks are going to be a team that like is definitely in the mix late season. All right, so the Bills look like they might have sealed this game. Oh no, there's a 4th and 8. Anything else on this game? It's just a fun color game too. I just like seeing the Seahawks in stadiums you don't really see them in very often. I don't know why.
Yeah, playing against the Bengals, you don't really. I don't recall that.
Dolphins and the Giants.
Yeah, right.
Never played.
It's fun.
Never played
It's
Dolphins,
fun.
Panthers.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just fun to see.
That was crazy.
Okay, next game. Browns 19, 49ers 17. The first shocker of the day. The 49ers have lost their first game. Brock Purdy has lost his first regular season game. The 49ers look mortal for an afternoon. And the Browns, basically, with PJ Walker playing, summon up enough defense, Jim Schwartz, shout out Jim Schwartz, to stifle the 49ers, make them look mortal, and you have their kicker that they drafted in the 3rd round miss a, what was it, like a 40-yarder?
I think it's 40, 41.
Yeah, so the Browns, their roller coaster season continues. They go win-loss, win-loss, win. And every game is just like, what the fuck just happened? I don't know what to think of the Browns. But that was an insane defensive effort by the Browns, and they deserve that win.
I got a question for you, Big Cat. Do you think that the Cleveland Browns are better without Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, and Joel Bitonio?
They might be.
They might be. And you had a lot of people talking about the 49ers being super injured today. Well, the Browns, they got you beat when it comes to major injuries, I would say.
Yes.
Christian McCaffrey went out. I don't think it's serious. It was an oblique, which is like your side.
And so did Debo.
And Debo went out too. There was a fight before the game, which I think that always favors the underdog.
Yes.
If there's a fight before the game, and then
Trent,
there's a very funny video of Trent Williams stepping in, and immediately the fight's over. It's like, okay, yeah, we don't want. Yeah, we can call this.
Good.
We can call this. We're
good. By the way, so this is an interesting twist that I want to take you guys on real quick. I don't think you're going to expect what I'm going to say next, because I didn't expect to find out what I found out next. On Friday, I gave you guys the stat. Jim Schwartz versus Kyle Shanahan. Jim Schwartz gets the best of him every single time. Kyle Shanahan is now 1-9 versus Jim Schwartz, and he has only scored over 20 points a single time. Now, if you remember, that stat came from a San Francisco 49ers beat writer named Jack Hammer. Mm-hmm. And we talked about how sick his name was. I went to look up Jack Hammer because I thought he was maybe going to update it. I found something out that's very interesting that happened between Friday and today. I'll read this. This is from the Press Democrat. To our readers, this morning I learned that Jack Hammer, whose work as a freelance blogger covering the San Francisco 49ers has appeared in the Press Democrat since July 2021, had pleaded no contest to a felony child sex charge 18 years ago and was sentenced to 60 days of work release. We have terminated his service effective immediately. The incident, which involved a 17-year-old girl, occurred when Hammer, whose real name is Jeff Patterson, was a high school football coach and math teacher in Morgan Hill in the South Bay. In addition to his work release sentence, he served 5 years of probation and had his teaching certificate permanently revoked. He was not required to register as a sex offender. As a freelancer, Patterson did not represent the Press Democrat in a professional capacity. As an independent contractor, he was not an employee and therefore was not subject to our employee background check process. So I went to look up this guy on Sunday night, and he had deleted all his Twitter, and it was basically all the news in the 49ers like fan circles being like, this guy is a fake guy who was a sex predator.
So a couple things. One, I'm
crazy.
If you're going to try to fly under the radar, one, choose a different name besides
Jack
Jack Hammer.
Hammer.
Jack Hammer that's going to make you stand out too hard. Also, this is a case of having a stat that was too good.
Yeah, his stat was too good.
His stat was so good that people found out that he was a sex offender.
Never make a stat that is so good that it catches the eyes of everyone, and they're like, "Oh my God, this Jack Hammer guy."
No, if you're a sex offender, all your stats should be things that nobody cares about, like Darren Ravel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
No, I'm saying he's well.
Yeah,
no, I did not. I did not say that.
You did not.
I did not.
I also didn't.
I'm just saying I did not say that.
We did not. But yeah, Jack Hammer.
That would imply that he would have had to have sex at some point.
An all-time twist to basically like doing our research on Sunday afternoon, and I look up to credit this guy, and all I see that scumbag Jack Hammer deleted his Twitter. His real name is Jeff Patterson. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? So a twist on an incredible stat, one of the best stats we've had all year.
Yeah,
that basically says that Kyle Shanahan has a lot of trouble with Jim Schwartz defenses. And what did we see on Sunday? Jim Schwartz put Kyle Shanahan in a box. Like, Brock Purdy looked bad. He looked bad.
It also says something about the newspaper's hiring practices, where it just takes somebody submitting an obviously fake name and then they scoot by and nobody like looks into their past. But
yeah, I mean, he was an independent contractor. So that was quite not what I expected when I went to look for that stat again.
I have a perfectly average stat that nobody will ever think that I'm hiding anything for, but it's an interesting stat nonetheless. The Browns have given up 1,002 yards through 5 games this season. 5 games, just over 1,000 yards. Hank, how many yards is that per game?
5 games.
250.25.
Yes.
200.25.
200.25.
Right?
Yeah.
You were close.
You were close. I actually was doing the same thing in my head as you were doing in your head. We're not smart.
You were doing 4 instead of 5. I did that too. Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's very fun when someone's like 1,000 divided by 4. It's like easy. 250.
250. Yep. Wait. So it's 1,000 divided by 5.
So that's 200.
So that's 200.
Yeah,
that's 200. Correct. That's the fewest any NFL team has given up through 5 games in over 50 years.
That's crazy.
So the Browns defense, like the Browns are really good.
Yeah, their defense is really good.
With a defense like that, you don't need Deshaun to be Deshaun from like 5 years ago. You just need Deshaun to be like slightly above average.
Yeah, they're really, really good. And that like their 2 losses, they did get killed by the Ravens. The Ravens did figure out the Browns defense because they put up 300 yards on them. But the Steelers game, like, remember the Steelers game? That was not the Browns defense did everything they could. It was the fact that the Browns offense kept turning the ball over. Yeah, the Browns are really good. And if Deshaun Watson could come back and be decent, they're a really good football team. I guess if you're the 49ers, you're happy that you get the loss out of the way, kind of bring you back down to earth. And you're also happy that Jim Schwartz coaches in the AFC.
Yeah, and you can also blame the refs for this one.
Yeah.
You always have that in your back pocket.
It was an insane amount of flags in this game.
There were crazy flags. There was
like 200-plus yards of penalties.
There was a P.J. Walker fumble that was ruled an incomplete pass that I still have no idea how they ruled that to be a fumble.
It was crazy.
It made 0 sense. There was a chain measurement that people were complaining about too, which every time this happens, when there's like a very, very close first down, they bring the chains out. People are like, why are we using chains and sticks to measure first downs? I actually like the change in 6.
rules.
I like the change in 6. I like that this is a multi-billion-dollar organization that still brings out shit that you can buy at Home Depot for like $30 to do their official measurements.
It rules. And there's also a very fun feeling of like, ooh, will he, won't he? Like, let's that final extension.
Yeah.
It's drama.
Yeah.
There was a total of 25 penalties for 100 or 224 yards. That's insane. The Bills are trying to kick a field goal, and he missed it. So now...
A lot of missed kicks.
Now, yeah, that was his second missed kick. Now the Giants could go win this game. That's insane.
The Giants might be back.
For a game.
Tyrod Taylor, baby. Revenge game.
This is cover, yeah. Tyrod Taylor, Ty God. This is Jake Bass having a real tough night. Is there even wind?
Jake Bass is
our guy. Yeah.
Tyler
okay.
Ass.
Oh, Myles Garrett, by the way, is a monster. 15 snaps against Trent Williams. I think Trent Williams was a little banged up, but still, he had 4 QB pressures on 15 snaps.
It's pretty good
against Trent Williams.
Pretty good.
Also, Kareem Hunt is back
for Niners.
Scored a touchdown.
Good. You like to see good guys playing well. To the Niners fans out there, you'll be fine. The Niners will be fine. I mean, you don't have to play Jim Schwartz again until the Super Bowl.
Well, you will be fine, but this is what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. It's basically every game you're just hoping you don't get injuries.
Yeah.
Because Christian McCaffrey got hurt and Debo got hurt and Trent Williams got banged up. Like, you're just hoping you don't get injured.
Let me ask you this. If the Niners make the Super Bowl and the Browns don't, is there anything against the rules to a team hiring Jim Schwartz as like a consultant just for the Super Bowl?
If his team's not in the Super Bowl, wouldn't he be a free agent?
Probably.
Like I guess his contract,
but
he
could
contract
take. Is.
Maybe
could you loan him out if you're the Browns?
For lateral moves, you couldn't. Yeah, you need to get Jim Schwartz. He's got, for some reason, Kyle Shanahan, the best play caller in the NFL. Jim Schwartz got his fucking number.
Yeah, like if it's the Bills going up against the 49ers, if I'm the Bills, like swap 7th round picks with the Browns just to get Jim Schwartz on your staff for those 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree. Why not? Okay. Did I have anything else? Oh, his first win, Browns win against a team 5-0 or better. That's kind of a cool stat.
That is cool.
But also makes sense because it is the Browns. Oh, I had one last thing. Kyle Shanahan. So the 49ers have been killing everyone. So we haven't had to have Kyle Shanahan late game coaching. Turns out he's still kind of dumb. So the 2 moments he did the opposites. He was aggressive and then he wasn't aggressive. So with 3 minutes left, and it was they were up 17-16. They got the ball with 3 minutes left. They could have just run the ball, run clock. He passes it 3 times, 3 and out, has to punt it back for the Browns. And then when they're on their drive to win the game, he has 1st and 10 at the 26 with a timeout in his pocket and about 50 seconds left, and he goes straight into kneel down to kick the field goal, not trying to get any closer.
Mm-hmm.
Just insane. Like, you were aggressive in one moment, and then you completely turtled in the other.
So if I were Kyle Shanahan, I would put myself into more close games and late game situations.
Just to simulate.
it. Yeah,
I'd
prepare
agree.
for the playoffs.
I'd agree. Hank, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to watch this game unblocked.
You're blocked? Yeah, you keep moving your head, and I'm like, what's going on?
I'm trying to see the time.
It's a minute left. So, yeah, I don't know. Kyle Shanahan, late games, he needs someone else.
You know what he needs? Kyle Shanahan needs to be in late game situations against Mike McCarthy. Then he's fine.
Yeah.
Then he's fine. But when he's coaching against a smart coach, he's like, I think he gets flashbacks.
Or just blow everyone out.
Bad flashbacks.
Blow everyone out, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Okay. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll get to some more games with our friends at Coors Light. Coors Light is the official beer, pardon my take. You know that when you're in need of some chill fall vibes, there are so many great options, from college football games to Halloween costume parties to chilling on the deck and watching leaves fall. There's always a way to turn off and hit reset. For those moments when you need to soak in the season, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. There's only one beer that's out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way, you always know when it's time to chill. When you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment, made to chill. Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. CoorsLight.com/take. the best beer in the world, the coldest beer in the world, Coors Light. Hank, did you bet the Giants?
No.
The way your head's moving, can you zoom in on his head moving memes? He's just like, you look like a cat going after a
laser
pointer.
Looking at the TV, I can't see the clock, so I'm
There's
just
28 seconds left.
Giants could use those 3 points right now.
I like some Sunday night excitement.
Yeah, from the first half. Yeah, they absolutely could.
They're in field goal.
They really could use those 3 points. Very much.
Unbelievable.
Great call, Jake.
Did Brian Dable have a party last night? Check and see if
I'm not
it's
going
in
to
your
report
children's.
on that. I'm
Tyrod and no. What? Memes love that.
No, we just zoomed in on like Hank's
Oh,
eyeball.
Hank eyeballs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going crazy. Like, it's unsettling.
All right, sorry, chill.
No, I'm not. Like, I want you to be able to see it. Well, I'll call up the time for you.
Okay, thank you.
22 seconds.
4th and game.
This is what you're doing.
Oh, 4th and game.
4th and game. Here we go.
Match
Giants
point.
should always wear these uniforms, by the way.
They do look so much better.
And
Tyrod
finds down.
Got a clock.
How much time?
15.
16.
Run
14,
it. Run it.
13.
I hope they do.
Okay,
12,
Hank.
11.
Hank.
10. 9. Clocked. 2 shots.
2 shots, Hank.
Who'd
2
you bet on,
shots. 2 shots.
No timeouts.
Just love football.
You love football again.
Yeah.
I thought you said, what was the exact quote? I don't love football like that. I don't like ball like that. Okay. I guess we can watch this last play before we get, let's just tee it up. The Commanders are back. Commanders 24, Falcons 16. Congrats, PFT. Soupy back on.
No, we won the mid-off today.
Okay.
This was a mid-off. You knew it was a mid-off going into it. But we did enough to win.
Your defense looked fixed.
Our defense looked okay, but we still, when we blitz, it turns out that we create a lot of pressure, and we pressure the opposing quarterback into making mistakes. It was nice to see Del Rio do that a little bit. The Commanders are officially the streak breakers of the NFL, streak breaking kings of the NFL. This was a 31-game home winning streak for Desmond Ridder that was snapped today. Goes back actually even further than that, all the way till he was like a junior in high school. First team to beat him at home. We beat the Ravens when they had their 24-game playoff streak. Not playoff, preseason streak. We beat them earlier this year. The Bears had a 14-game losing streak. They broke that. The Commanders broke that last week. And before this,
the Bears broke that.
the Commanders broke the Bears' losing streak.
Yeah, but we took that win.
I only have one. Anyway, slice
I only have one win.
It's all about perspective.
I cherish that win.
Yeah, you broke your own streak, you
Yeah.
could say, but also the Commanders helped.
Tyrod is
out of bounds. 2 seconds.
okay. Keep going. Yep.
Also, we broke the Eagles' 8-0 streak last year. They were undefeated till we played them.
Facts.
And then in 2020, the worst 11-0 team of all time, the Steelers, we broke that streak as well.
Wow.
The Commanders just seem like streak breakers.
Yeah, they
But
are streak breakers.
Sam looked pretty good today. Now, Falcons fans, congratulations. You had like a decent offensive day. 402 yards. Washington had 193 yards. You guys had 43 minutes of possession. The Commanders had 17 minutes of possession, and the Commanders still won the game. So we won ugly today.
Turns out where you start the drives matters because the Commanders' 3 touchdown drives were started from the Atlanta 11.
Yep.
That was off the punt return, the Washington 48, and the Atlanta 27.
Yep.
But that also is because your defense balled out. And Desmond Ridder, listen, we love our guy Arthur Smith. He's been doing great in the face department. Desmond Ridder was so bad today, he brought back Arthur Smith's chins.
Well, Arthur Smith is an all-time reaction guy.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. The mustache
He did
helps.
one with his fist in his face.
He did a fist to the face. He punched himself in the face. He had like some genuinely shocked moments when Ridder threw an interception.
Well, the interception in the end zone was genuinely
it was surprising.
the only way that pass made sense is if there was a pre-snap penalty and they were whistling it off.
Yeah.
And like that, you could see that happening. There was not. It was just one of the worst interceptions we've ever seen. All right, here comes the last play. Tyrod.
This is game. Tyrod for game.
No flag.
No flag. Late flag.
And the flag comes in.
Wow.
Wow.
So they're going to have one untimed down at the 1 yard line.
Yep.
Run it. Do that same play you did in the first half. Do it. Big Cat, you were talking about the defense looking better. I have a reason why the defense looked better besides the blitzing. Emmanuel Forbes didn't play at all today. First round pick, and he's been getting burned by everybody. So the defense did look better. This is like a sit and learn game for Emmanuel Forbes. It's like, you're not ready yet. We're going to send you back down to the minors for a game. I am sick of seeing Ron Rivera on the sidelines. I'm sick of it. I saw him 9 times today.
He's off of a win.
9 times today. He didn't say a word.
Yeah.
He's like Jim Caldwell.
He doesn't speak.
He has this look on his face like he's a dad on the front porch and there's a party across the street and he's trying to figure out if he should call 911 on him. It's infuriating to watch. And this is off of a win. Touchdown,
Tyrod.
Incomplete pass, no flags.
No flag that time. You know what? That was smart by the defense because there was no way they were going to flag it again.
Yeah.
Wow.
No one circles the wagons like the
Waller.
Buffalo Bills.
Don't apologize for winning.
Ty God, gutsy performance. Like the Giants.
Yeah.
That was a gutsy performance.
It would have been nice to have those 3 points.
It would have been very nice to have those 3 points. But the Bills escape. That was an ugly, ugly Sunday night football game.
Yeah. Good for the Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants didn't roll over.
No, they played as tough as you can. And the Bills are so weird because it's almost instant where you can see what
Oh, wait, Dable is claiming
Dable's
something.
claiming something.
What are you
yeah.
claiming, Brian Dable?
The Bills, it's almost, I think I'm just going to tell myself I'm just going to bet the Bills live now from now on because you can almost tell right away, oh, wow, that was a big time PI. That was a lot of jersey.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't even put his hand up.
You can tell right away if the Bills, like they have these games where they just look almost like the whole team is concussed.
The Bills can't fix themselves in the middle of a game.
Right.
That's the problem. Sometimes they get off the bus and they're ready to go, and then other times they can't adjust to it. What's Dable going to do? He held one finger up like, wait.
Yeah, he was like,
wait,
hold on.
Wait just a minute here.
Hold on. I would like to have a word with the manager.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of that energy coming out of Dable. Please, let me talk to someone who's in charge. That was a lot of jersey there.
Mm-hmm. But Big Cat, have you ever been in a place where you're just sick of looking at your coach on the sidelines? Because that's where I'm at with Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does during a game.
Yeah, Matt Eberflus.
For the last year,
John Fox.
he hasn't done anything during a game. I would like to see him yelling at somebody. I would like to see him cheering somebody on. I'd like to see him getting in the ref's face about something. And he just kind of stands there stern. He just like looks like a father figure on the sidelines. And
Yes.
I don't know what else he does.
Yeah, it's infuriating. And yeah, I mean, I think the Commanders kind of fix themselves for one game. We'll see what happens next week. I don't even know who they play. But the big
They
story.
play the Giants.
Oh, okay. So that should be another fix yourself game.
Should be.
The big story out of this is the Atlanta Falcons are good enough to go to the playoffs with any quarterback not named Desmond Ridder.
Have you seen their schedule? It's easy.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Taylor Heineke wins today's game.
The Falcons could legitimately still make the playoffs. I'm not writing the Falcons off.
Well, yeah, the
at all.
South sucks.
The
Everyone
South-
in the South lost.
The South
today.
stinks, and even their games that are against teams that aren't in the South are mostly winnable.
It's so bad because it's not even the interceptions were bad, but he also just missing guys. They had a timeout after a spike, which I don't know if that's the play calling come in, but like their defense is good. They have a lot of really good skill position players. Ridder just completely like you can't. If you got a B- today, the Falcons win that game.
I think the timeout after the spike was because they were trying to draw offsides.
Okay.
And they didn't get it, so they called a timeout, which is my second least favorite timeout in the world. My least favorite timeout is the think it over timeout. We're going to take a timeout here to think about whether or not we should go for it.
Yeah, and then
or not.
and then to kick it.
And then you end up kicking it.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite timeout.
That is the worst timeout by far. But yeah, Desmond Ridder, I don't know. You got to change it. Like when's their bye week?
I don't know.
Taylor Heineke wins that game today. Do you not agree?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like that,
Taylor Heineke would throw 2 interceptions for sure, but
he would have gotten you in the end zone. at the
He'd
end.
also throw like 2 or 3 touchdown passes. Kyle Pitts was there today, week 11. Kyle Pitts was alive today.
Yes,
that was
he
good
was.
to
Scored a
see.
touchdown.
Kyle Pitts looked good. Drake London looked pretty good too. So they're doing some good things on offense. The running game wasn't really cooking like it had been in the past, but still, the Falcons are good enough. They're good enough to make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, and they're wasting it with Desmond Ridder. Got to fix that.
So I'm not thinking soup anymore, but Yoffs are in the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
They should be.
Absolutely. The NFC is going to be wide open. Like to me right now in the NFC, it's Eagles, Niners, Lions. This isn't in any order, Lions fans. We'll get to you later. You are the best team in the NFC right now. Seahawks, Cowboys, and then those last two spots, which one of them will be the NFC South, but like the 7th spot is going to be wide open.
Yep.
There are a lot of teams that could be in that conversation. Speaking of which, next game, Vikings 19, Bears 13. The Bears stink. I don't know what to say. Justin Fields took another step back, then got hurt. Vikings, I was looking at it. They might have saved their season today because they play the Niners next week, which is going to be a tough game. But they have a nice little 7-game stretch where they can win any of those games. And 2-4 is just such a different feeling than 1-5. They can string together a couple games. They're right back in that, hey, maybe we make the playoffs 7th seed. I still don't think the Vikings are very good. The Bears defense made them look average. I know Justin Jefferson changes everything, and the Bears defense deserves a lot of credit. But yeah, the Bears offense went back to same old ways. Justin Fields looked lost. Bad performance. Tyson Bagent, who I know there's a lot of people who are like, who the fuck is that? He's been the talk of the town since preseason because he made the roster. He's from Shepherd University, broke all types of records in Division II. There's no one who's more popular in Chicago than the backup quarterback. So everyone knew who he was. He comes in, fumble score, nice touchdown drive, interception. Yeah. So that's the Tyson Bagent experience.
So he's a gamer. I can just tell by
he gets the
watching
ball
him play.
out fast.
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what Shepherd University is, I grew up not too far from Shepherd University. I had a lot of friends that went to Shepherd University. All of them went to Shepherd University after they failed out of West Virginia. Mm-hmm. So when you fail out of West Virginia, you stop at Shepherd for 6 months. You do one semester, and then you're like, yeah, fuck college. It's not really for me. Yeah. It's a halfway home that transitions you from West Virginia to the real world.
Yes.
And this guy is playing in NFL games, and he didn't look bad when he was throwing those passes. When he gets the ball out, it looks nice.
He gets the ball out fast.
It's good to see. Justin Fields, you watch his dropbacks, long dropbacks.
This was the game. The Vikings defense stinks. You expected hopefully to have the last 2 games carry over to this game. Justin Fields looked good. He got injured, but he was bad before he got injured.
Yeah, he was.
I'm gonna call it like I see it. I'm still hoping. I was having this conversation the other day. It's not that I'm trying to delude myself into being like Justin Fields to say I see the flashes, and life would be so much easier if he was just awesome.
It would rock.
Because you have, again, we're 6 weeks, we're a third of the way through the season. The Bears currently are sitting with the number 1 and the number 2 pick. That is official right now. If the season ended today, they'd have the number 1, number 2 pick. If you had your franchise quarterback, that would be the greatest spot a franchise has ever been in. So yeah, I'm a little bit willing it to try to be into existence. And today was another step back. Not good, especially if he's injured and he's out for a while.
Yeah, he had a dislocated thumb that he popped back into place himself, which I think that's the one injury in the NFL that happens pretty frequently that would make anybody else faint on the spot. If it happened to them. People dislocate their fingers and they pop them back into place, then they keep playing in these games. And if I dislocate my finger, I would actually pass out.
I would just be standing going, hospital, hospital, someone, hospital.
Yeah, I would go to the hospital and I would stay there for 3 extra days. I'd be just make sure it doesn't pop out again.
Walk? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch anything. Sir, I would be afraid
you dislocated your thumb. It's not your feet.
I'd be afraid to pick anything up.
Yeah.
Ever for the rest of my life.
I would be bedridden.
I can't write. I can't write. No,
can you please get my phone? Hold my phone in front of my face for me. I'm scared to scroll.
I wouldn't eat my own food. I'd be drinking smoothies.
Yeah,
because that way I can just use a straw and suck all my food down.
Yeah, I would be extra.
The real credit to this win should go to Creed, the band Creed, because Kirk Cousins started listening to Creed with the team this week. It was their theme song. Oh, because the Rangers listen to a lot of Creed. The baseball Rangers listen to Creed. So Kirk Cousins brought out the big guns, and they were blasting Higher on the stereo before practices, before today's game. And Cousins said they've got quite a catalog. We started with Higher this week. We didn't want to overstep our bounds. So just Higher. Next week, maybe we can see what we can go to from there.
Ooh.
So Creed might be the key to turning around the season for the Vikings.
Also, Daniil Hunter, who's still very good.
But mostly Creed. But mostly Scott Stapp.
If they lose, I don't know what they're going to do if they lose to the Niners, because they probably will lose to the Niners, right?
You would imagine.
And then do you start trying to trade? I don't know, because Danielle Hunter is a guy who would get you some picks back, and he's still very good at football.
So Cousins apparently is not getting traded. That's the word now. He doesn't want to pack up and move. But we'll see if the Vikings continue to if they stink for the next 4 or 5 games, then you'll be getting some calls. Like teams are going to ask about Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins on the Falcons, like they would be a playoff team.
Can you imagine that? Wait. If they offered him like a massive extension, he'd have to say yes to that trade, right?
I don't think they would offer him a massive extension.
Anyway you slice it, I think Kirk Cousins is going to end up making over $300 million.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
He's won at the game of football.
Yeah.
He has won at the game of football. The good news is for the Bears, like I went into today's game being like, oh, if we win this game, Raiders next week, who knows? Could be 3-4. The minute that shit went south and Justin Fields got hurt and he looked like crap and they lost the game, just flip right back to tank.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice that crossroads. This is probably the last week I could have done it because now I can't pretend that next week if they win, 2-5, who knows what's going to happen. This was the final, like, where you can go into a game hoping to win. And then when you lose, saying to yourself, actually, that's exactly what we want to do. Haha, it was all a bit. So it was nice. It was the final game of that, which it's kind of nice to have that in your back pocket. It's fun football enjoying situation when you can essentially suck so bad that you can be like, joke's on you. That was a bit.
It's good. Thank you for kicking my ass, idiot.
Yeah, and then if we win, be like, Bears are back.
Yeah, I can't believe you just lost to us, moron.
Right.
It's a win-win, yeah. Can I give you something else for your little spank bank?
Yeah.
So Jim Harbaugh this week, he was asked about quarterbacks, what his the best quarterbacks in college football are. He went out of his way to pay Caleb Williams a massive compliment. He said Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy are like MJ and Kobe.
Whoa.
To them. So he had to acknowledge his own guy, obviously, but then he threw in Caleb Williams' name.
Is Drake May LeBron?
I don't know, but you might have your crack at MJ.
I want
That's what I'm
Harbaugh.
saying. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like Harbaugh,
Yeah.
I think it is in the back of Harbaugh's mind that if he wins a national championship, he wants to go back to the NFL because there's one thing about Harbaugh that has been driving him insane.
Yes.
And that's the fact that he lost the Super Bowl to his brother.
Yes.
And that has to eat him up all the time. Like,
Yes.
every time he has a family gathering, he's like this motherfucker. He can't stand the fact that he hasn't won a Super Bowl and his brother has one over him. So he's definitely thinking about going back to the NFL. And you would think that he would want to go back to a team that might be in a position to draft Caleb Williams.
I like it. I want it.
Just think about it.
Man, football. I'm rooting for Michigan to win the national title for that reason.
You should be.
Yeah, why not?
Eberflus is now 0-8 against the NFC North.
The Bears have not won a home game in almost 13 months.
God bless Chicago
September,
sports
I
fans
believe.
that go to Bears games. God bless them.
Listen, the tailgates are fun. If it's still nice weather, I mean, you will see at the end of the season, there will not be many people. People will choose not to go, and the McCaskies will be like, what the hell happened? Why aren't people having pride in the Bears? But, today was a nice day. A fun time. Watch some NFL football right by the lake. But, yeah, it's the McCaskies take the fandom for granted. They take the fact that there's loyalty to the Bears for granted because the product is not good and it hasn't been good for a long time.
Christmas Eve, Cardinals at Bears.
Yeah, right. Like I hope we should
You should get a medal, like an Army medal. If you go, you should be
325 kick.
You should be eligible for USAA if you go to that game and sit through the entire thing at Soldier
I
Field.
wonder if we could organize. What if we organized a GoFundMe walkout where it's like if we did the GoFundMe to then buy everyone's tickets to not attend.
And then the next week, New Year's Eve, they're home against the Falcons.
That would be sick.
You should just send.
Because if there was actually let's say 5,000 people in the stands, that would be a huge story.
You know what it should be? You just do the GoFundMe and then make only Lori Lightfoot gets to attend the game.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
Yeah, they'll retire her jersey.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's bad in Chicago right now. But it might get good. That's the thing. It might get good real soon.
First and second pick. I just wish Justin Fields was better because then you could trade the first and second pick for 3,000 picks.
I should also mention that they're 0-8 against the NFC North after polls said we're going to take the North and we're never going to give it back. So
Tough.
it hasn't really worked out going long shanks on him.
I did do a draft simulation where I traded the first and second pick, and I kept on trading them until I had literally every single pick in like the 2029 draft in the first round. It ruled.
That is pretty cool.
It was pretty awesome. I just wheeled and dealed till I had every single pick. So maybe that's what they do. What fan base wouldn't be down for that?
Having all rookies.
If you had every single pick in an entire first round, that would be the coolest draft night ever.
Yeah, it actually
It would be so
it'd
awesome.
be very interesting.
Yeah. You just get to pick a whole new team.
If you were smart, you would then draft. Would you draft your quarterback at the end of the first round?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like a 32nd overall pick?
Oh, yeah.
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 It would be really interesting to see how like that math would come into play.
Yeah.
To see where we stand with like the rookie pay scale.
Well, what happened would, in reality, I would work my ass off to get every first round pick in a draft. And then I would start trading those picks. So then I had like half of every first round
Next
pick
year.
for like ever,
Yeah.
for like the next 10 years. I would become a draft merchant. I would hoard all the picks and I would just be holding on to them forever, never actually using them, but just having them because you can always sell a draft pick.
Yeah.
You can always sell hope.
It would be so funny watching teams do their draft prep for that game too, or for that draft, where like the Bears have every pick, but you have to be ready just in case you get the 9th pick overall.
Yeah.
Just in case you get the 12th pick overall.
Right.
Nobody knows what's going on.
I put them in a big bag.
Oh, the Vikings.
And let them pick out. Be like, you have to
Vikings-
trade me next year's first rounder, and then you get to pick out a random draft pick. It could be the first, could be the 10th.
Yeah, that would not be a bad idea if you made them give you like, okay, we're going to simulate this draft as if we're giving you the 16th overall pick, but we're playing deal or no deal, where you get to see which pick is actually in the suitcase.
Right.
And it could be, you might have gotten the first for the price of the 16th, or you might have gotten the 32nd.
Right.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. Okay, speaking of draft picks, Dolphins 42, Panthers 21. The Panthers don't have their first round draft pick. Also, the Panthers were up 14-0 in this game. That was funny because the Dolphins are so good that they were down 14-0 and they covered a 2-touchdown spread with somewhat ease. I know that it became a 14-point game when Mike White threw a pick 6, but the Dolphins they essentially woke up today. The Panthers, Bryce Young looked great. If I were the Panthers, I would have tried to find a way to forfeit after the first 2 drives. Be like, it can only go down from here. And it did, because the Dolphins then went on 5 of their next 6 drives. They scored a touchdown. Just absolutely fucked them up. And that was basically the first 2 drives for Bryce Young was the extent of his day looking good.
Yeah, if you're a Panthers fan, you can at least be like, Bryce Young looked pretty good at the start of this game.
Yeah.
That's all that you need to see. It's like Bryce doing Bryce things that,
Yeah, but you
that
should
makes
have
you realize, okay, maybe it was the right call to use the first overall pick on him.
like a total coward's move, but I wish you could do this where you're just like, okay, we've seen enough. We know we're not going to win this game. Let's just pack it up and go home.
Yeah.
Because it did start looking bad again.
Tyreek Hill had the best play ever where he scored a touchdown and then he ran through the end zone and he got a dude's camera that was filming him. And then he did a video selfie of him taking a backflip in the end zone
Was
after
so
he scored
awesome.
a touchdown.
I'm
was
pretty
so
sure that's
pretty
his
cool.
personal camera guy.
I think so too. Yeah, because
So I think there's going to be like, you'll see the Instagram highlight video tomorrow.
Yeah, he was running. No, I already
That's
saw
smart.
the video. The video is awesome.
The video is cool.
The guy was recording the entire play because he knew that Tyreek was going to score a touchdown at some point. Then Hill found him in the back of the end zone. Was like, okay, yeah, you're my guy. Just let me get that phone real quick. That's worth 15 yards. I bet you Mike McDaniels is going to be like, you know what? Like, it hurt the team, but we're playing against the Panthers. That was worth it. Very cool.
Yes. Tyreek Hill, could we see the first 2,000-yard receiver?
Well, he pulled a hammy today, right?
But he came back in.
It was like the classic Tyreek Hill thing where
Came back in.
the human body is not meant to run that fast, and so then the hamstring, the muscles just kind of rebel against him, and then he has to go hit the foam roller for a second,
Yes.
and come back in.
But he is so the record is 1,964. Megatron came very close to 2,000. Obviously, they have another game, but Tyreek Hill right now has 814 yards through 6 games. He is averaging 135 yards a game, and he's on pace for 2,300 yards. Can we say he's just the best receiver in the NFL? I know that he might not be. I know Justin Jefferson is incredible. I know every time we do this conversation, there's different guys. Jamar Chase. There's a lot of really good receivers. Maybe I'll phrase it this way. He is the hardest guy to game plan for. He's the biggest mismatch, like just in terms of speed. because it really is like watching a different sport when he's running.
Yeah, he is. I would
Might not
say-
be the best receiver in terms of catching the ball, high pointing the ball, catching in traffic. He's impossible to game plan for when he's healthy.
I would say he's the most dynamic playmaker
Yeah.
in the NFL. You can like play your safeties 30, 40 yards deep, and then the rest of your offense is going, or the rest of your defense is going to get shredded by like 4 other super fast guys.
But even when they're playing 30 yards deep, if you take one false step or one angle that isn't exactly perfect, he'll just run right by you.
He's like an incredibly fast gymnast.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he is. There's nobody like him. Justin Jefferson is like, he's incredible, but there are also a lot of other receivers out there that have that type of skill set, just none as good as his is.
Yeah.
But with Tyreek Hill, it's like nobody's as fast as him. Nobody can change direction like he can. Yeah, he's short. It'd be nice if he was like a little bit taller for some jump balls. That's the one thing that he doesn't really have. But he's just so good at adjusting to the ball too when he's running a deep route that he doesn't need to be super tall to make these contested catches.
And you see a lot of the teams are playing very far off the line of scrimmage and playing deep, two safeties deep, because I think he leads the league in cutting routes for catches, because that's really what keeps happening is where the whole defense is trying to keep Tyreek Hill in front of him, that he has all this space to just cut underneath the defense, catch the ball, and then burn them.
He does all these plays that you see in like video games where you're cutting across the middle and then you stop and you cut back across the middle and go all the way to the other side of the field. He's probably the fastest guy in terms of not losing any speed when he makes a cut, or if he's like reaching behind his own body to make a catch and then continuing to run.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like he's on a little golf cart the way that he does it.
It's really nuts, and the Dolphins' offense is just out of this world. I know that it was the Panthers, but that's what good teams should do, is just kick the shit out of them. Do you see Stephen Ross did the waddle? Kind of ruined the waddle.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
He should celebrate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, should he?
Yeah.
Let billionaires do their own fucking celebrations?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, man,
It does
party might
make
be
it
over.
It's like when Adam Schefter did the gritty.
Yeah.
Killed the gritty.
And then he dressed up like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Which he looked great though.
Right?
Yeah.
Schefter
Shirtless on the
looked
field.
strong. That was the best he's
I
ever
did not.
looked.
I thought it was he and his wife, and they were doing the waddle. I was like, all right, this might not be cool anymore. I mean, it's essentially like if I did the waddle, people would be like, ooh, that's bad.
When Frank the Tank does it, it looks
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
really good. Really
Fans
good.
in the stands, awesome. I don't know.
The owner, not so much.
I just like, okay. I feel like now the joke is not as funny anymore.
I'd like to call attention to a great stat line that we got out of this game. Mike White, he was 0 for 1 with a pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
That is a perfect game. That is a perfect quarterback game.
Incredible.
We had Stathole look it up here, and he found a list. There's only 8 quarterbacks that have ever done that. 0 for 1 with 1 pick 6 and no other attempted passes. The last one was Kellen Clemens back in 2007 for the New York Jets. I love it. Thank you, Mike White, that's just a nice little cherry on top of this game for the Dolphins, who are feeling pretty good about themselves because they're at 498 yards per game right now. The second place team would be the Saints from 2011 with 467 yards per game. So
Crazy.
this is like the best offense that we've ever seen. I would love to see what would happen if they played the Browns. I want to see the best defense against the best offense. But right now, you're pretty happy if you're a Dolphins fan. Life Sundays are so good if you're a Dolphins fan. You're just like, I can't wait to see my team run unabated through somebody's secondary for 60 minutes today, just rack up points.
We're down 10. Oh, okay. Just give us like 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, we have Tyreek Hill, so we're actually up 30.
We have some awesome Dolphins games coming up too. At Eagles, they play the Patriots, and they play at home against the Chiefs. Those are gonna be great games.
That's Germany.
That's Germany.
That's your morning game.
Oh, fuck that. That ruins that.
I was looking at these two coaches. Do you think that there's ever been a bigger gap in amount of weed smoked by two opposing head coaches in NFL history than Mike McDaniel and Frank Reich?
Yeah, I mean, McDaniel goes up against Belichick, goes up against.
I bet Belichick smoked weed before.
I actually think the gap between McDaniel and all the AFC East coaches, not McDaniel, is vast. McDermott does not McDermott's not a weed smoker.
He might have.
Salah's not a weed smoker.
I bet McDermott in college. He's like, I experimented with marijuana in college.
No, he definitely he was a wrestler.
Yeah,
No chance.
you can't get the munchies if you're a wrestler.
Yeah.
You're making weight. Yeah,
Though, like that, McDaniel would not party with anyone. Belichick might actually be the answer, as closest in the AFC East.
I would put McDermott over Frank Reich though. Frank Reich looks like he would call the cops if he found a joint in the office.
I don't know. I think McDermott might be the leader.
We should ask him. Like, have you ever smoked weed?
I'm trying to think of all the coaches. I bet you, what's his name? Gannon for the Cardinals. He probably smoked weed once and was like, I'm having a panic attack. Call the ambulance.
Yeah,
So I can never do it again.
Too much anxiety.
What, you did that, Jake? Of course you did.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Tell us the story. Did you actually go to the hospital?
No, it's just I'm already a paranoid person.
Are you paranoid?
You're paranoid?
What are your biggest paranoid fears? Tell them so we can exploit them.
No.
Yeah, I don't see you as a paranoid guy.
Yeah, I know this is news to you guys. I've
You're-
been with you guys for 4.5 years. And
No, but no. You're what's the word for hypochondriac?
Germaphobe?
Mm-hmm.
Germaphobe. You're a big xenophobe.
no.
Yeah, I don't think you're paranoid.
You might be paranoid, like, what if I get really high and accidentally tweet out the Ray Allen tweet?
Yeah, what are you actually paranoid? I'm being
Yes.
dead honest. You do not strike me as a paranoid
Yes.
person.
Do you think like the cops are coming when you smoke weed?
Like, what do you
No.
think?
Well, like in high school.
Yeah, who do you think's gonna come get you?
I don't know.
Michaels.
No.
The journalist police?
It's just
Do you think someone just like tell us your biggest paranoia that you deal with?
getting canceled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Ray Allen tweet. You're
Listen,
afraid.
as someone who's been canceled a few times, it's not that bad. You actually
Right.
like the YouTube numbers go
But-
crazy.
Yeah, I don't really know what canceled would mean for you, Jake.
Can't call games. In my future.
Yeah.
In one shot.
Well, Marv Albert calls games.
Oh, okay. So now I understand. No, I get it. You're paranoid every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Being
shot.
around us.
Actually, just shooting the shit
Do you-
on tape all the time.
Okay, this makes sense.
There's so many opportunities for you to fuck up and say the
Yeah.
wrong thing.
Yeah. Oh no. So this job is hell for you.
No, I love it.
Yeah, but you're paranoid. Like, were you a little worried when the Taylor Swift stuff happened?
No.
Can we make sure Max and Memes, anytime that PFT and I start going off a tangent that could get us canceled, make sure that we cut the camera to Jake intermediately so he's in the clip.
I'd like to discuss my thoughts on abortion right now. In America, right now, you have people that serve on the Supreme Court that are going to die in their chairs. You can't vote them off. You can't vote. It's tricky. It's a weird situation, right, Jake? It's like, you're a guy. You'll never have to get an abortion, but you get to rule on whether women will. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that, Jake?
Okay, this is a
You can
problem
get-
for you,
you-
Jake. Jake, how's
You
it,
can get Viagra at any drugstore right
Jake,
now as a man.
Next game.
Jake, how does it feel to be a Dolphins fan right now?
Feels fantastic.
Yeah, I
I'm
bet it
excited for
does.
the battle next week against Max on Sunday Night Football. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be as loud as him.
No,
to-
you are.
No, you can't do that. You can't
You'll
do
get
that.
canceled.
Yeah.
Like that
probably.
actually. Well, I'll lead the charge.
I think that's part of why.
I'm like, get this guy out of
I think
here.
that's part of why, since I joined the show, I'm not as like into my teams anymore. Because like, if I was like middle school Yankee Jake, I would be like,
People would be upset. Well, people
Yeah.
hate Max,
yeah, exactly,
but Max is not. I think you just got to be who you are.
exactly.
Walk me
Max
through.
is himself.
What was middle school Yankee Jake like?
Just like yelling at the TV,
Yeah.
like middle school anyone
Uh-huh.
fan is yelling. At the
Jerking
TV.
off.
Whoa.
Wait, how old were you?
Are you
for-
saying
what
are you
was
saying that I'm immature for
2009 World Series.
Wait, that's a
What was
a
that
little
about?
kid you were just talking about
Eighth
jerking off.
grade.
Hey, Jack
yeah,
Hammer,
calm
chill
down,
out
buddy.
over there.
You guys
Relax.
didn't jerk off a lot in middle school once you discovered it?
No, but I didn't. I'm not now talking about other boys jerking off.
I was
in
no
middle
fap.
school.
Was it like middle school anyone?
No, it was no fap. I was eating clean.
Well, you probably didn't. hit
I wasn't-
puberty
I-
until junior
yeah.
year of high school.
Oh, that's very funny, Hank. I peaked when I was in middle school athletically because I
Nah,
was
bro.
just as tall as everyone.
Middle school, I knew I wasn't going to get controlled by the Matrix. I was a top G.
I didn't even look at a woman. That's how straight I was.
Yeah, held all my semen in just for my boys.
Actually, Jake, you might be as loud as Max if Max was as quiet as he was today.
Yeah.
Max was so quiet today.
We'll talk about that game
bitch
later.
made.
But I was like,
Bitch made.
is he okay?
Max lost this game
No,
for
he
his
lost
words.
this game. We
He
will
lost
get
to
to
the
it.
Jets.
We'll get to it
We'll
later.
get to
You're an Eagles
later,
fan and you're
but-
looking for a finger to point at somebody, point it right at Max Christopher Delente.
We call this a tease in the business. Max lost the game today. We will get to it later. Jake, I'm sorry you're paranoid about getting canceled. But, yeah, you probably will. Everyone does.
Well, let's not hope that's the case.
Okay, fine. We won't hope it's the case. All right, fine. That was big of me. Can I get some credit for that?
You could just say it.
No.
I'm getting there.
I don't want you to get canceled.
Thank you.
I do not want you to get canceled. Would it be funny if there was like a cancellation scare? Maybe, but I don't want you to actually get canceled.
What's Steve Kerr's son's name?
Nicholas.
Yep. Sure is.
All right, let's take a break. We'll do a couple ads, and then we will do the last two afternoon games, and then the early games, and then get to the afternoon games.
Before we get to the rest of these games, are brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. We already know that Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, and we know that Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting for the people with over $15 billion recovered for their clients. And we know that submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is free and it's easy. But did you know that they are the official injury law firm partner of the UFC? Attention, part of my take fans, UFC 296 is coming up, and thanks to Morgan & Morgan, you can win tickets to the action. Whether it's legal battles or octagon battles, Morgan & Morgan's got you covered, and they're giving one lucky winner $2,000 and 2 tickets to UFC 296 to see Edwards versus Covington go to battle in Las Vegas. Entering to win is super easy. Just text PMT to For the People. That's 484-373-6742. That's right. You text PMT to 484-373-6742 for your chance to win $2,000 and 2 tickets to UFC 296 in Las Vegas. Text PMT to For the People. That's 484-373-6753. Or click the link that we're going to be put out on socials. No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents of the 48 contiguous United States and D.C. who are 18 and over. Sweepstakes ends 11/20/2023. For entry and official rules, visit morganufc296.sweepp.com.
Okay, Jags, Colts. Jags 37, Colts 20. Jags looked good.
Must win for the Jaguars.
The Jags look good. Their defense looked good. This is now 9 straight losses for the Colts in Jacksonville. We talked about that on Friday. But, yeah, the Jags look good. Their defense looked very good. Travis Etienne also scored 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That ruled. And, the Jags, do you know the Jags lead? I don't know if anything changed after tonight. Probably not. But they, I believe, lead the league in takeaways right now through 6
I didn't know
games.
that. I saw
15 takeaways.
Josh Allen had another one today.
Yes,
Nice
I'm
little
not
strip
sure.
sack.
Oh, yeah, the other Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, the Jags defense. Are the Jags good? They're three in a row now. And credit to the Jags, 2 games in London, one against the Bills, and then coming back home. They've won 3 in a row. They've righted the ship after that Chiefs-Texans double loss in a row. Like, the Jags might be good.
I think the Jags are good, and we should be respecting Doug Peterson as a head coach more.
Yes.
Let's make a note. Jake, can you make a note for like 3 weeks from now?
Now, that's a guy who smokes weed.
Just to, for sure. Just respect.
Out of like a really
Doug
cool
Peterson.
old like skull bowl.
He's got a giant bong for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
He's got a shitload of
He's
stuff.
got different.
He
different
pulls
ones.
out a whole cabinet where he's like, yeah,
He probably wakes up with a spliff.
yeah.
Just stays buzzed all day.
Yeah.
They're on a bye in 3 weeks. Jags.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect time.
So we'll reassess.
Just remind us, respect Doug Peterson as a head coach.
Now, for the Colts, they played bad.
The good news is they get to play the Browns defense next.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew did not look good. I know that we're not smart enough to be NFL head coaches. I think Shane Steichen is actually a very good head coach. It sucks that Anthony Richardson possibly could be out for the year with his shoulder surgery. I did hiccup just there. Would he think about potentially starting Sam Ehlinger for one series and then putting in Gardner Minshew.
Just to make Gardner Minshew come off the bench.
So I looked it up. Gardner Minshew in his last 12 starts is 2-10. In his last 2 relief appearances, he's 2-0.
Yeah.
Just like you can't have a middle reliever start a game as a closer start a game. Let Gardner Minshew think he's not starting and then put him in and let him just be himself, because I think he might just put a little too much pressure on himself.
They're definitely opener quarterbacks, like starting quarterbacks. There's relief pitcher quarterbacks, and there's closer quarterbacks.
Right.
Like I would actually have Tim Tebow in the last minute of any game.
Yep.
Just because he does weird shit and he gets the job done somehow.
I would actually not hate having Ryan Tannehill be an opener.
Yeah.
Just a nice clean 3 and out.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to throw a pick that early.
Josh Dobbs would not be a bad starting quarterback.
Yeah.
He's really good in the first half.
It is weird that like with advanced analytics, wouldn't it be harder to, I guess this really doesn't make sense because we are stupid, and we're essentially just going back in time and doing like Lloyd Carr when he did like Drew Henson, Tom Brady. But if you had 2 quarterbacks or 3 quarterbacks that had all vastly different skills, like a lefty, a fast guy, and a big arm guy.
Have them all on the field at the same time. Maybe.
Saints.
Yeah, the same, but like just go drive to drive.
Yeah.
And be like, you don't know what's coming.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I think we might have just found the next edge in the NFL.
I think there are different skill sets for like
This-
they're showing the flip right now with Tyreek Hill.
This also
It's
is
insane.
a very dumb premise because we also spend like every single NFL season for the existence of this show and the existence of our lives being like, there's only really like 20 good starting quarterbacks.
Well, I was going to say that
so we're now trying to find 3.
you could probably piece together the best 4 quarterbacks by quarter, and they would still be worse than Patrick Mahomes is all the time.
Yeah. But it'd be tough to defend against.
It would be.
If you did a Josh Dobbs, Gardner Minshew, maybe Malik Cunningham, see what he has, and then Jameis.
Yeah.
Need a lefty. I think the lefty thing would be very interesting. Tua. Yeah. Like, yeah, I think we might be onto something.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, Shane Steichen, just think about it. Sam Ehlinger is there. You can start him and then bring in Gardner Minshew after literally one play, I think would do the trick.
So it's crazy because if you'd asked me what his record was as a starter, I wouldn't have said he was that good. I wouldn't have said that his record was solid. But if you told me he started 12 games, I would probably say he won 5 of them.
Yeah.
But no, 2.
2-10.
2-10.
He won a few more games if you go farther back, but like because he had the time where he was actually a starter, like
in Jacksonville.
yeah. But 2-10, and then he started 2 games for the Eagles last year, lost both those. He started this game, lost this. He came in relief in the Ravens game and what was the Titans game, won both of those. So yeah, Gardner Minshew. What are you guys laughing about now?
Butts.
Oh,
No, that's funny.
okay, butts.
Yeah.
Whose butt?
It was just a reply.
Oh, it was a reply butt.
It was an OnlyFans Twitter reply butt.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it the thickest girl on Twitter?
Something
Thickest
like that.
18-year-old out here.
Was it
Either
that
way-
girl Roxy that replies to everybody?
Yeah, I thought she just replied to me.
Yeah, everyone. It's everyone.
Damn
Literally
it.
everyone.
It was butthole. It was like
It was
yeah.
actual.
Oh,
butthole.
actual
I've seen that
butthole.
one.
Yeah,
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 yeah. I
Some
just,
of them get very
my
graphic.
feed has just been butthole for the last like 3 days.
They get very graphic. So the Colts, I don't know. It sucks about Anthony Richardson.
It does.
It really
He might be
sucks.
out for the season. Did you see the one cool thing he did this week though?
Yeah, it was
He
cool.
went to a fan's house for his birthday.
And just hung out with him.
He just chilled with him for like hours, just hanging out.
We kind of do that when we do Grit Week.
Yeah.
Like if I were a professional athlete, I would do that. I would
Just
just show up.
places.
Yeah. Like when Joel Embiid used to be cool when he would just show up to random like parks and play ball.
Yeah.
That is something that person will talk about for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
We should go. You know what we should do? No, there's a future me. I'm not going to say it.
Who would be the worst
What?
the worst NFL player to show up at your house
I
randomly?
agree that we should do it.
If Carson Wentz showed up at my house, I would call the police.
You agree that we shouldn't?
I would be like, "Get the fuck off my property."
stand your ground.
Yeah, I've got too many pigeons that hang out on my house. You're going to start firing a shotgun into my house.
I was going to say we should go to a wedding because we've been invited to a million weddings and we never would go. But maybe we'll go to a random one. We won't tell. You know what? We won't agree to do anything. But maybe
Yeah.
We do get invited to a lot of weddings.
Open bar. If there's open bar, I will consider it.
Hank's so mad that I said that out loud.
On a Saturday,
It would be awesome, though.
Good point.
It would be very cool.
the one day we don't have any PMT obligations.
Maybe a Friday wedding. Maybe a Monday wedding.
What do we do Thursday? We record right after.
That would be cool.
Off-season.
Record from the
Off-season.
wedding.
If you have a Thursday wedding planned, not during football season.
Yeah.
Oh, that would actually be a pretty cool
we
episode.
record. Yeah.
If we did a wedding episode where we just recorded at someone's wedding. Okay, that was a bad idea. I'm sorry, Hank. It was smart of your instinct to say don't say it out loud, but you know that once I say I'm not going to say it, I always say it.
The wedding episode would also stink because, well, no, we get drunk at the wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We would have to
yeah.
get drunk at the wedding.
Yeah, we would definitely get drunk at the wedding.
But
Okay,
yeah, Carson Wentz, if you heard that, don't get any ideas.
Don't
about what
even
Anthony
think
Richardson's
about it,
doing,
dude.
because-
Memes is saying that we wouldn't get drunk. I would get drunk at this wedding.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, you'd be
for
tie
sure.
around your head.
yeah.
You're a tie around your head. You're also. I know this for a fact. No. I'll stop you right here. Max was going to say, I'm an awesome time at weddings.
Not
and
what
what
I
he
was gonna
means
say.
by that is that he's the sweatiest fucking dude
Oh,
on the
yeah.
dance floor. And everyone's like, ew, get away from me.
Max, you take your shoes off, don't you?
No, I've ripped my like 2 pants at weddings.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
That happens.
The suit pants are just.
It's not right what they do to you.
No.
And it's also not right that they you don't wear a suit for 8 months and then your body changes.
Yeah.
And then you put it on and it doesn't fit. Okay. Texans 20, Saints 13. CJ Stroud threw a pick. Another thing we got right. We nailed it. We said he was going to throw a pick, and it was the best interception I've ever seen in my entire life because he threw a pick, and then the Saints fumbled right after, like literally after the interception. So they didn't even have to take the offense off the field. And then he drove them down and scored a touchdown.
So, like, Josh Allen threw that one interception against the Jets that everybody was like, great interception because it was a 40-yard arm punt, right?
Right.
What CJ Stroud did on one play was he did an arm punt, and then he had them do an even worse punt back to him.
Yes.
He threw 2 punts on one interception that they then recovered and went in and scored a touchdown.
And
Good for CJ.
yeah, and the Texans are fun. They are verbal meme. It's the is it SpongeBob when he's standing in the window looking out?
Yep.
Squidward.
Looking at SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah, so I'm Squidward and I'm looking out at D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud and being like, I wish I had this fun because they shouldn't be 3-3, but they play tough defense. CJ Stroud is the real deal.
I like
They're
Dameon
very
Pierce,
well
too.
coached. Yeah, they're very well coached. Dameon Pierce is awesome, and they got some studs, some young studs. They're everything I want. They're
So-
everything I want in life.
I've got a couple takes here. One, the Texans could make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Their schedule is very easy. They're a good team. They beat teams that they should beat for the most
it's
part.
gonna be tough because the AFC.
AFC is very hard, but it's not. The dream is still alive if you're a
Let's see.
Texans fan.
Okay,
It's definitely still alive. And D'Amico might be coach of the year. I think he gets our vote, right?
yeah, he gets our vote.
If the Super Bowl were today, D'Amico Ryans would be coach of the year.
Yeah, so the problem with the Texans making the playoffs.
There's a lot. There's a few problems, but
No, it's actually not that crazy.
it's alive.
You're basically saying that it's actually not that crazy because it's between the Jets, the Bengals, the whole entire AFC North could make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Jets and the Bills, you got to find a way in. Either way, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're very fun. The Saints are the biggest bummer of a team that has ever existed. Derek Carr went there to fix everything. Derek Carr had the most busy day with nothing to show for it. 50 attempts, 353 yards, 13 points.
he did all that work.
All that work, and they just kept on driving down the field and not scoring. They missed a field goal. The Saints are a bummer of a team.
Yeah, I agree. They're very boring to watch on offense. Even when Derek Carr is making good throws, they're still boring good throws.
Yeah.
They
And
don't
they
really
have
accomplish
guys.
much.
That's the thing.
He throws a lot of 25-yard passes to the sidelines and then drives stall out and nothing happens after that. And everyone's mad at Pete Carmichael, as they should be, their offensive coordinator. I'm just going to throw a name out there. Wild speculation. If the Saints ever decide to move on from Pete Carmichael, but he might just have a job for life there, like a Supreme Court justice, because he was there when Drew Brees was in town. So he has Sean Payton. It's like Sean Payton and Drew Brees basically rebuilt New Orleans. That's what they like to remind us of whenever they have a primetime game. Carmichael has 5% stake in that. He was part of that whole thing. Is there a coach out there that could be a pretty good offensive coordinator that is familiar with Derek Carr and Foster Moreau, the two of those guys. A guy named John Gruden. We know that the Saints organization hates Roger Goodell. What better way to get back at Roger Goodell than to hire the guy that led the Roger Goodell as a football pussy?
The only problem is I don't think John Gruden would sign up to be an understudy of Dennis Allen.
Maybe not.
That seems like something he would just be like.
It would be shadow head coach.
I think his body would reject it.
Yeah.
I think he would be like, I cannot actually do this.
He would actually just do all the stuff that a head coach does.
Right.
And Dennis Allen would just have the title.
Yeah. But I
just
I
think
don't hate
about
the
it.
idea. I don't hate the idea. I thought you were going to say Josh McDaniels.
Oh, God. Oh, God, no.
Yeah. But yeah, the Texans are very fun, and I like watching them, and they play really hard, and they're well coached, and they're everything I want.
You know what the Saints are averaging? They're averaging 16 points per game.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
They're a bummer, and they just scored 34.
They got rid of all their points last week.
Can you
imagine how bad?
That's the truth. You
Can you
can't waste
imagine
your points.
how bad you'd be as a football team if you gave up 34 points to the New Orleans Saints?
Bad.
Real bad.
Pretty bad.
Really bad.
Or like 40 points to the Bears.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Really bad. Okay. We teased this. Let's get to it. Jets 20, Eagles 14. The New York Jets have finally beaten the Philadelphia Eagles as a franchise. 0-13 going into today. So it was the memes versus Max. Max, are you
We're
gonna,
not allowed to say that anymore
why?
because
Because Memes is a coward.
Yeah.
Memes did not come for the game. Coward move, and he texted us. He's like, "Holy shit!" As the Jets were running back that last interception. Coward move. You didn't come and face. You thought you were gonna get killed, and then when you didn't get killed, you're like, "Oh, I want to partake with the guys." Front running Memes,
I was going to come in at halftime,
But you didn't.
but you didn't.
but I didn't because the Jets kicked a field goal. So I was like, I'm keeping the
Yeah,
vibes.
so you still thought they were gonna lose.
No, I was keeping the vibes. Vibes were good.
Interesting.
Right on my couch.
Were you afraid of having to kiss Max?
No.
Wait, do you have to Max? You have
Max
to
has to
kiss him
kiss
right
you.
now. Kiss
Yeah.
him right now.
Give him a smooch, Max.
Kiss him.
Max, kiss.
Kiss him.
Oh,
that
sweet.
was- yeah, you could hear that too.
Yeah, that was wet.
Nice little smooch for the boys. I love kissing my boys.
That was wet.
Max was what you missed, Memes, is Max was the reason that the Eagles lost today. Not Jalen Hurts throwing 3 interceptions, which, by the way, Jalen Hurts now has 7 interceptions on the year, more than all of last year.
One of them wasn't his fault.
Okay. Not Jalen Hurts, not the injuries, not the Eagles defense, not being able to get that first down. It was Max. Max showed up today, and he announced that he wasn't going to get angry today. He was going to be calm, cool Max. He sat crisscross applesauce on the couch like a little boy and didn't get upset at all during the game. It was, at one point, Max was like asking everyone how their weekend was. And then he said, the vibes are weird here. And we all, basically the whole room was like, because of you, dude, you're the one who's acting weird. He lost the game for the Eagles today. Max?
Yeah, I didn't have a good game. It was a stressful week of streams. High intensity, 100%, go. I thought it would be all right. Not all right. I thought it would be
You thought you
healthy.
looked past the Jets.
I thought it would be healthy.
You said you were looking forward to a relaxing weekend, I believe was your
Yes.
exact word.
Yes. And then the weekend
I looked
just
past
continued.
the Jets.
You looked past the Jets.
The players looked past the Jets. The coaches looked past the Jets. I looked past the Jets, and that's on me. I'm willing to take responsibility for that. But at that time, I mean, you told me I was going to get a heart attack last week.
No, we said it would be
Yes.
funny.
No,
Yes.
that is incorrect.
It's difference. Big
Incorrect.
difference.
I said it'd be funny if you had a minor heart incident.
Well, yeah, and I went
I didn't
into it.
say
I
you were
thought
going to get one.
you brought it up. It crossed your mind that
That's
it's
not
a possibility.
why.
This is
didn't-
deflection right now,
This is
Max.
total
No.
deflection. No.
You had there were some interesting visuals of you last week. You had a lot of moments last week, and I
Correct.
think all those
So many.
moments they dulled you where you're like, you know what, I can't go back to that. I need to save some more moments for the future. The Phils are in another series, then maybe another World Series after that, and you're thinking to yourself, I can't. You're conserving energy right now, and you needed that energy today because your team didn't have it. And when Lane
Correct.
Johnson got hurt, Lane Johnson gets hurt. And Max is like, he'll be fine. Just shrugged it off.
Yeah, he honestly, it didn't even register to him
I still do think he'll be fine.
that Lane Johnson got hurt.
I
He was
still do
like,
think
it's
he'll be
fine. And it was a big deal because the Jets defensive line was all over Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no, Driscoll was horrible. He was just getting eaten alive Lane Johnson doesn't get hurt, the Eagles probably win that game. But
Oh,
man.
man.
Max.
This is maybe if you showed up with a game face, the Eagles win that game.
That too.
You came with zero energy, zero pop.
There's a
pathetic.
big week of energy in my household this week.
Okay.
Because the
And-
Dolphins?
What? No. The Phillies play 4 games this week.
Hopefully.
Only 4?
During the week this week, they will be playing 4 games.
Week or
Monday,
How
Tuesday.
long?
Are they playing on
You're
Friday?
expecting for a sweep?
I'm saying like a weekdays. We don't need to get into weekdays sort of situation here.
How many games do they play during the week,
4.
including Friday?
Are you only
Including
capable
Friday.
of rooting for one team?
I'm not.
Sounds like it.
I'm
Actually,
not
I think
only
I think
capable.
Hank, you should. Hank, you've had to root for multiple championship runs at the same time.
It was the Jets. I thought it was the fucking Jets.
Wow.
Hank, if you could look back at your career as a sports fan, is there like one season that you remember where you're rooting for all these great teams and it was the best? When did your life peak?
And you had to you had to put your hard hat on every day.
Yeah.
2010 to 2014, the Bruins and Celtics made deep runs every spring and summer.
That sounds
You don't give a
very
fuck about the
difficult.
Bruins.
Absolutely. During the playoffs?
Dude, he was heartbroken last year.
I was at Game 7
Wait, were you?
when they lost to the Lightning
Oh.
in the
The
Stanley
last year
Cup.
the
Wait,
Panthers
I
eliminated
thought the
them.
Bruins.
And I used to
best
sneak into the
season
game,
ever.
so I was like,
I thought the Bruins had the best record of all time.
I was,
did.
I was
Did they?
locked in.
Yeah, the Panthers knocked
So
them
they
out.
lost what, third round playoffs?
No, first round.
Oh, that's
Game
crazy.
But
seven
you
home.
look at Max, and you're like, Max, it is disgusting what you're doing right now. I would die for
You're also-
one
You
team
did
to be
load
good.
management after 3 games.
One team to be good, and you're like, oh, I got too many games. this week.
Every single thing that you guys said to me last week was, what are you gonna? This is series 1. What are you gonna do next?
Yeah, where does it go from here?
Where does it go from
I
here?
didn't expect it to take a lull. Not,
needed
not for your birds. Your birds needed you today,
yes,
and you didn't,
And you
show,
didn't
up
show up
at all.
I
You
get
didn't
it.
show up.
Deion Sanders would be disgusted that you couldn't handle 2 sports at once.
Yeah, no, it's true. You can't
Yeah.
handle 2 sports at once. That's actually
Yeah.
a fact. Like we've learned this today that you
It's
don't
fucking
have
Jets.
it in you.
I thought it was the fucking Jets.
Okay, well,
next
the
Sunday, Dolphins, Sunday Night Football, wearing Kelly Green. I had that in my mind. I'm like, okay, that's a big game.
The Jets were wearing Kelly Green today.
Yep.
The Jets are fake
Well,
ass Kelly
the
Green.
Phillies wouldn't be playing next Sunday, so conveniently he can only root for the Eagles.
Oh,
but the Phillies
but
didn't
the
play
Phillies
today.
didn't play today, and he wasn't able to root for the
Oh,
Eagles.
yeah, true.
It's
He
a
literally
mindset.
didn't root
It's
for
a
the Eagles
mindset.
today.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was
You didn't-
nuts.
That isn't true.
You didn't
by the
wake up
way.
this morning in bird mode.
That isn't true. Every time I would say anything, you guys would be like, "Oh,
You're
you
not
care
wearing
now?"
the Eagles shoes?
Lane
you care
Johnson
now?
going out, and you
I came
like
from the
it-
airport.
It was like we asked
Not
you what you
prepared.
wanted for lunch. You're like, I don't care. Order anything.
That's not true. I was like, that was more of me being in denial. It's an ankle. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Are you wearing any Eagles clothes today?
No,
You can't handle it.
No, he
You're
can't.
right,
I
Hank.
came from the
You
fucking
can't
airport.
root for 2 teams at once.
You are
What? Oh,
Hank, you wearing any Pats gear today? Fuck face.
Yeah, I'm wearing navy blue. Pat's colors.
that is true, Hank. You gotta. I put on
Hank's
my. I like basically dress up like a sad clown every Sunday.
Yeah.
Hank's a Tom Brady fan, not a Pats fan.
No,
I'm like the Joker. I'm eventually gonna just snap because it's Sunday comes and I was like, all right, here comes the Bears shirt. This sucks.
Yeah, there's nothing like putting on a shirt of a team that you know is going to lose that day.
Oh, I
It's,
had that.
it's very depressing.
I had that-
I've done it many times.
I had that-
And you just
yeah.
you look at yourself when you get ready to step out the door, and you're like, my day is already terrible.
I had that moment with Eddie the other day. I think it was actually before the Commanders game. It was Thursday, and we both had Bears stuff on, and we just looked at each other. We're like, look at us. We're fucking losers.
Like, why?
Yeah, losers.
Why am I
So
doing
Max can't root for 2 teams at once. That's fine.
Yes, I can, but I just don't have to go 100. For 2
if
teams
you want to
at
win,
once.
I think you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Clearly
no.
you do.
Now I learned my lesson today. I thought I didn't, but today I learned.
more.
It's a learning experience for me, the guys. It's a learning experience for them. There was a players only meeting after the game.
That's pretty early to be doing a players only meeting.
Yeah.
No,
After one loss,
Players only meeting always is a positive.
I disagree. You can miss time at
Always.
players only meeting.
No, Always
for
a
sure.
definitely not a positive.
It's usually a
No,
positive.
definitely
When your
not
season's
a
on the
positive.
line,
It
right?
shows
Yeah.
leadership.
No.
It
Because
shows the
Max,
guys what
just
is
like
panic
you,
button.
Yeah.
you don't have anywhere
not
to
the
go up as a
fucking
fan after
Means your
last
coaches
week.
don't
like
As a
you.
Phillies fan, there's nothing that can top ripping your shirt off and spitting on me. So you're like, okay, I need to figure out what we're doing. With a players only meeting, you have nowhere to go after that. That's the last thing that you do.
You can only press that button so many times in a season. You can't just do a players only meeting every week.
It wasn't a players only meeting. It was like the players spoke to the
Okay, so
locker
that's
room
a
before.
players
a locker room?
meeting.
You're
Got
talking
it.
about just
Yeah.
being a normal
Well,
locker room?
well, like the coach wasn't in the locker room yet, so they just started. It's not
Oh,
like
so
they
it's only the
organized.
players in there?
It sounds like it's just hanging out with your
It's
friends.
Wait,
not
so
like-
only the players were in there and only the players were talking, but it wasn't a players only meeting.
It's not like they
Like the no-hitter
organized.
debate
No,
all
yeah.
over
Big Cat, what
again.
you're not getting it. It's not a players only meeting. It's a no coaches meeting.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
There you go. You had a no,
Yeah.
you had
We're
a, no
back.
a zero
We're
coaches
back.
meeting.
Yes. All right. Max, you let down all of Philadelphia today. I hope people understand that. I have a more important question, and we'll give it back to memes. Are the Jets good?
I think they're back.
I think they might be good.
I think they're back.
They're 3-3, and if you say to yourself, like, yes, they got killed by the Cowboys, but just put it in the totality of their season so far. They lost their starting quarterback one drive in. The Jets played the Bills, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Chiefs. They're 2-2 against those teams. They played the Chiefs
They got robbed against the Chiefs.
to the last drive. They obviously got killed by the Cowboys, but they just beat the Bills and they beat the Eagles. Those are two teams with big time Super Bowl aspirations. I think the Jets might be good. I think they might be good. Memes?
Yes, I also think they're good. They have the bye week coming up, and then they have a couple easy games after that.
I don't think there are easy games for you,
Easy
memes.
games. This is old school.
Did you hear what we just said? They,
Yeah,
they beat
I'm
really good teams.
well.
You
it's
you
bye
also
week.
lost to the Patriots.
It was raining. Zach Wilson does play good in adversity.
Okay.
They have so they go bye week, then they go Giants right after.
Memes, you know what changed? We talked about it a little bit last week. No headband Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
No headband Zach Wilson is a different player than headband Zach Wilson. So by the numbers, he's got a 72.3% completion rate as opposed to 54.9 when he wears the headband. Okay, that's a big difference. They were scoring 14 points per game when he was wearing the headband, and now they're scoring 22 points per game with no headband. His rating with the headband is 69.3. His rating without the headband this year is 85.8. He's a different player. You just got to keep the headband off him.
I think the Jets might be good.
Yeah, he's not
It's
turning
crazy.
the ball over either.
Yeah, he's got 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, as opposed to before he had 17 touchdowns, 22 interceptions.
I think the Jets might be good. It's crazy, but I think they might be good. And Aaron Rodgers is going to play this year. It's fucking insane.
He looks normal.
It's crazy. I don't know what happened, but he's going to play this year. Does he play this year?
I hope so.
Playoffs, I think he plays.
So you're
in the
done with
playoffs.
Zach Wilson. Wow, that's fucked up.
No, Zach Wilson's my guy right now.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, right now.
Right now.
Yep.
He's not
Did you
Mr. Right.
see-
He's
did you
Mr.
see
Right
that
now.
Salah said that if Zach Wilson gets us to the promised land, he'll get a tattoo of his face. And they asked where. He said, all over my body.
His entire body would become Zach Wilson's
Yeah,
face. That
he's
would
going
rock.
to take his face off like
Yeah.
Nick Cage and John Travolta.
If Zach Wilson does it, I'll get a Zach Wilson tattoo.
You
If
should
Zach Wilson wins the Super Bowl,
Wins the
starting
Super
a Super Bowl and wins it, you'll get a Zach Wilson tattoo on your face.
On my entire back.
On your I love that.
Like
Love
Steve-O?
that. I
You get
love
like
that
the
for you.
Yeah,
Steve-O.
the entire.
Oh, I love
tattoo?
that for you. Now I'm rooting for
Robert
that.
Salah should actually just get Zach Wilson's face tattooed on his own face.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened?
No, but that would be
That would
cool.
be very cool.
I hope Zach Wilson, they win a Super Bowl and he's like the worst quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl, but then you have to get the whole tattoo. It'd be worth it.
That'd be a big
No,
come
it'd
up
be
for
so
Trent
worth
Dilfer.
Yeah.
For those conversations.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
He would stop being so
it?
angry.
Yeah. Zach Wilson would start choking out kids.
I have something good for you, Hank.
Ooh.
Robert Salah also said, first 6 weeks we've played a gauntlet of good quarterbacks. Haven't gotten all wins, but we've embarrassed all of them. Mac Jones is part of the gauntlet of good quarterbacks.
Great company.
That's huge. That's huge. It is pretty crazy. The Jets have like, if you're going BCS standings, I know they're 3-3, but they have 2 really good wins, both at home, but still really good wins
And a really good loss.
and a really good loss. The Jets might be good.
Can't play in the rain.
the Jets might be good. I might start having to respect the Jets.
Yeah, their defense played incredible, and all their cornerbacks were hurt.
Yeah, their defense. Sauce didn't play today, right?
Sauce didn't play. DJ Reed didn't play. Brandon Echols also didn't play.
I should
they
probably
brought
have
up practice squad guys.
I cashed out of my Jets future. I might have to buy back in from that ghost. Maybe this was the path that he chose for us.
It did rock that they had 2 brothers with turnovers today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they credited that to their grandmother being in the crowd.
She should show up.
Yeah, and Max not showing up.
And Max not showing up.
Well, the Eagles, I mean, we're talking fucking injuries. The Eagles were hurt all over the field.
Excuses.
Only team with injuries.
The Jets were missing their, I think, 2 starting cornerbacks.
Yeah,
And they
the
lost
Jets
their
were missing
starting quarterback.
And their quarterback.
The Eagles were
And
missing
their-
the best defensive tackle in the game, the best offensive tackle in the game.
The Jets were
and
missing maybe the best
top 10
quarterback.
corner.
Wait, Jalen Carter's already better than Aaron Donald?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The Jets were missing the best quarterback to
Aaron
have
Donald's
ever won
healthy
one
though, right?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Aaron Donald does play a lot.
Jalen Carter will be back next week.
Okay. He's missed
Will
one
you?
of his 6 games as a pro.
I'll be back next week for sure.
Oh, I don't know about that. You got
4 games
Yeah,
this
you got 4 games. You got a full schedule.
Yeah, no.
Disgusting. I hope people are as disgusted as I am.
I was locked
I would
in.
love to have
I was
a good
locked in.
football team and baseball team.
This is the difference. You were coming off of you were coming off of what I was bringing to the Phillies this week,
And you had
it can't
3
be the
days
same,
off.
but it can't be the same.
I did
But-
notice that Max got reeled down on the 76ers right when the Phillies started to get good.
Yeah, he can't handle it.
Yeah.
The
What are you
man
talking
can't.
about?
You were like trade Embiid, blow it all up. Right when the Phillies started
Well,
getting on a little hot
now
streak.
James Harden's back, so I'm back in on the Sixers.
We basically just asked Max to juggle, and he just couldn't even get one ball in the air.
I can juggle,
No, you can't.
like real juggling.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
All right, juggle.
I don't have any things.
Oh, a real juggler always has things on him to juggle.
Oh, here we go.
Give him
Okay,
some
wait.
knives.
Max is going to try to juggle.
No way.
There's no way he can juggle.
Dun,
This is
dun,
gonna
dun,
be
dun, 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 dun,
insane if he
dun,
can.
dun, dun. Oh,
That's pretty good.
Eh.
If I had like baseballs, I could do it for sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
What
we'll
about
do it.
footballs?
What about
baseball,
what about
a football,
Yeah, baseball
and a
and a
basketball.
football. Yeah. Could you do a baseball and a football?
I mean, that was pretty fucking good. I just
Max, could you juggle a baseball and a football at the same time?
yeah.
No chance. We learned that today.
I'll be back.
Zero
I'll be
chance.
back. I'll be back.
That's sad that you have to say.
I just watched the game like a normal person today.
Yeah, and it was off-putting.
You're not a normal person.
Yeah, right.
You're not.
Like, don't
I know.
like when people are like, "Oh, Max does shtick." Like today, you were, because you were just being normal, and it bothered me.
I'm not going to get mad today.
It was like it really like it got the vibes off, and the Jets might be good.
Are you okay, Max?
I'm great.
The
I'm
fact
great.
that you weren't mad
It's
makes
okay
me
to not
concerned.
be okay.
It's fucking.
All right. Let's before we get to the last 3 games, let's do a couple ads, and then we will get to the final 3 games.
Before we get back to our NFL discussion, they're brought to you by some very, very special sponsors, namely Game Time. Game Time is the best way to get tickets for any game. Game Time is super fast. It's really easy, especially if you're sending tickets to somebody. You can text the tickets right to them. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying your tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. It's concert season. You got, if you're a real fan, you can go see NFL and MLB games of your favorite teams. If you can root for both of them, best way to get tickets to both the games is going to be through Game Time. They've got the best last-minute tickets. They've got flash deals. They got zone deals. It's so easy to browse. Takes 2 taps, like 10 seconds to buy these tickets. And then boom, if you need to text somebody, just boom, text it to them. Very, very easy, very simple. It's seamless. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. It's the place to find your last minute seats. You got the flash deals if you're going to see comedy shows, if you're going to see theater, if you're going to see baseball, basketball, football, concerts, you name it, they got it all on Game Time. And with zone deals, you pick the section and Game Time picks the seats for an average of 18% savings. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code PMT to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, just create an account and redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. These games are also brought to you by Pepperoni. It's Blake's first football season. He's been enjoying his pepperoni treats. They're his favorite snack on game days. I didn't see Blake for about a week and a half. It was about 10 days. I came home. He was a different dog. He's been eating his pepperoni. He's grown like a weed. This dog is massive now. I had no idea. I didn't recognize him when I saw him. And first thing I did when I got home, I went straight for the pepperoni, gave him a treat. He peed himself because he was so happy, so excited. I love Blake. I love feeding him the best that money can buy, and it's pepperoni. Celebrate your favorite sports team with your BFF. That's your pup. Be your best friend's best friend with pepperoni treats. Go to pupperoni.com to find a bag near you. That's PUPPERONI.com. Pupperoni.
Okay, next game. Raiders 21, Patriots 17. Henry?
Yeah.
Henry?
Yes.
They should have covered.
They should have
Well,
covered.
let's start with that. The Patriots should have covered. You almost covered a 3-point spread against the Raiders, who are a really good team. And Jimmy
Raiders might
Garoppolo
not be that bad.
And Jimmy Garoppolo is a great quarterback, so it makes sense why maybe you couldn't cover that spread, but you didn't.
Garoppolo got hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh.
Brian Hoyer beat us. It was a terrible game. Not fun to watch. Had zero enjoyment watching it. Still placed a big bet on the Patriots. Convinced myself that they were going to win this game. They were going to get up for it. Mac Jones stunk again.
Yeah.
And
He threw
that was-
200 yards.
Is that an accomplishment? Is that what
For
we're
him,
getting
yeah.
excited for?
Well, I mean, if you want me to go through his game logs.
Zeke scored finally.
Yeah, that was nice.
Mac Jones. Yeah, he threw 200 yards. Last week he threw 110. The week before he threw 150. So,
Progress, baby.
yeah.
Do you want to just read?
Also, he threw half the amount of interceptions he's thrown in the last 2 games.
That's true. He only had one interception today.
So by next week he'll have
it
0.
was a really bad interception, though.
It
The one that he
was.
threw.
It was
Do you want to do
funny.
the thing where we just read Hank Patriot stats?
Sure.
Okay. Here's a Patriot stat, Henry. This is the first time in Bill Belichick's head coaching career that his team has 0 or fewer total yards in the first quarter. I'm going to repeat that. 0 or fewer total yards in the first quarter of a football game. The Patriots are
That's bad.
1-5. They're 4 games under 500 for the first time since 2000. But the good news is, at least in your next 2 games, you've got the Bills and the Dolphins.
Spoiler.
Oh, spoiler
Spoiler,
season.
it is
I have one
spoiler
here
season,
that
yeah.
they showed on the screen, which was pretty shocking.
Uh-huh.
The Patriots scored their first points in this game today. It was their first points scored in 27 drives, 133 minutes of game time.
Yeah, the Patriots.
27 drives they went without scoring. I think we were at like
I think it was
11 quarters without a touchdown.
I think it was 12. I think it
12?
was an even 12 quarters. How many I'm not that good at math. How many games of not scoring a touchdown
3.
is that?
It's 3.
That's 3 games. They went 3 games without scoring a touchdown.
They almost covered though.
They should have covered. They
Yep.
didn't. They could have won the game. They didn't. Mac Jones, once again, had the ball in his hands, chance to go down the field, win the game, got a safety.
Well, Devontae Parker also had the ball in his hands. Right? Right, Hank?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a – it is what
Or
it is.
is it not Devontae Parker? What's his name?
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, it's Devontae Parker.
Parker?
Yeah, Devontae Parker, yeah. He dropped that ball. That was a nice pass by Mac Jones.
It was a good pass, catchable ball. If you can touch it, you can catch it. I've always said that.
You have.
It's just not fun. You just read the stats. It's a miserable team to watch. I still, like I said, like I convinced myself they're going to win, bet a lot. And then I had even less fun watching the game.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have any fun watching the game. I saw that.
It's gotten so bad that me and Big Cat can't even really twist the knife. The only
No.
arrow we have in our quiver is just to read factual statements to you.
They're not a good team. They did also say, I think Belichick said, like, we're going to start a new slate. We're going to, like, change everything. Here we go. And their first play was an offensive penalty.
Yeah.
A false start.
Not good.
The Raiders, though, the Raiders might be frisky. They're 3-3. Max Crosby is a fucking monster. Here's a crazy Max Crosby stat. Since the start of last year, Max Crosby has taken 90% of all Raiders defensive stats. That's an insane stat.
Yeah.
He is an absolute, like, his motor just doesn't stop. It's crazy. And he got the safety, didn't he?
Yep.
That screwed the cover.
Yep.
Uh,
And then the Patriots Did say, though, Patriots have revolutionized the game again. Never seen this before, ever. They tried to do an onside punt
Yep.
after the safety.
That was cool. Belichick's been waiting to do that for a while, I think.
was sick. Didn't
Is
work.
Jimmy Garoppolo hurt really bad?
So when he got hit, he took a shot right in his like ribs on his side, and then they announced his back was hurt, and then they said he was going to the hospital.
Ooh.
So I think they were checking to see if his organs were okay.
Ooh.
If those guts got stirred up at all. So that's not a good sign. But Hoyer looked good, and then when he got in the game, the first thing they did, they were just like, fuck it, let's go downfield with Hoyer. Let's see how his arm is. And Axel Hoyer came in and played pretty well.
Yeah. So next week we might have Brian Hoyer versus Tyson Badgett.
Fun.
What a game.
Congrats, America.
What a game, folks.
Flex that shit to prime time.
Dude, what a game. Yeah, so anything else, Hank? I mean, are you starting to look at the draft picks?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So that flip has been made.
Flip has been made, and then, again, like I said it in the beginning of the season, we're going to have a chance to play spoiler. We got the Bills and the Dolphins coming up. Just try and split there. Piss off those fan bases.
Oh, who do you want to beat more? Maybe the Dolphins. Because that also would mean like Belichick still has it.
Yeah.
If they stopped him defensively,
Yeah. Dolphins.
that would be because the Bills, like the Dolphins, I feel like even when the Patriots was like the Patriots, they would still every now and then lose to the Dolphins, whereas they would always beat the Bills.
Yeah, and we already beat them, spoiler, the win game, so.
That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Hank, that's tough.
Is that your
to be
last?
holding on to spoilers 3 years ago?
Is that your
It was
last
fun.
happy moment?
That
you
was
had?
that was yes. Yes.
That actually probably was because then
It
you
was.
got killed
We were
in
there.
the playoffs.
It was so much fun. Weather wasn't real. We beat the Bills.
Mac Jones was ascending.
And then it was like, yeah, we can beat them in the playoffs.
We listened to that guy on the radio after.
Build a dome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
That-
like this is bullshit. They're Sean McDermott's like Bill Belichick's playing Star Wars. Sean McDermott doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
It's kind of crazy to think that your last happy moment was a game in which they did not let Mac Jones throw the ball at
Correct.
all.
But it was
Like,
fun.
That might have been a little foreshadowing, as they say.
Should have been a little
A
signal
little
to
foreshadowing.
Like, this is awesome. This is
Yeah.
a cool football game.
This is great.
I have a question for you guys. And I don't know the answer to it. Do you remember Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah,
Was he not good?
yeah.
I thought he was pretty good.
I think he was just Derek Carr's pet.
So what's going on?
Beast at Clemson.
What's
He was.
what's the deal with Hunter Renfrow? Why
I think
is-
he just got old.
he got old fast.
Well, yeah. Remember, he
looked really
was
old.
balding at Clemson.
Yeah, but he still should be good, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Did he get injured? I think he got injured. It might have taken a little something. Maybe his wiggle took his wiggle out of
It
him.
might have, because he was like a legitimately good wide receiver.
Hunter Renfrow is 27 years old.
Uh-huh.
When did he get
He's
injured?
as old as Randall Cobb.
And what was his injury?
Hip. Was it a hip?
Oh, that would be bad. If he got hip, rib injury. No, he didn't get that injured.
This
Huh.
might be McDaniels. Just like, I feel like he tries to be Belichick so hard that when he goes into a new environment, he might just like pick one dude and be like, that guy's in my doghouse. As an example, let that be a lesson to all of you. Like Hunter Renfrow probably didn't kiss his ass on day one. And McDaniel's like, I'm going to get control of this team. First thing to do, just completely alienate the one player that's been trying really hard for the last couple of years here.
Yeah, he doesn't. Last year he didn't. He only played 10 games.
That's
only
like his-
started one.
That's his Brandon Marshall. That's
Yeah.
his new Brandon Marshall.
He had 1,000 yards in 2021.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good. Weird.
Just free Hunter Renfrow.
Free
Or
Hunter
let
Renfrow.
somebody else have him.
Yeah.
You know,
He-
Belichick would kill for a guy like that.
Yeah, I don't even think. No, he wasn't even on the field today. I don't think. Okay. Anything else, Zink?
Nope.
Should have covered.
Should have covered.
That one was tough. And you did the thing where you were looking at your phone before and you knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah, I checked the live odds, and it said that the Raiders had 21 points. I was like, that doesn't make sense unless.
And you
Here
were
comes
like,
the
oh,
safety.
here comes the safety. And then I was like, oh, shit. Credit to you, Hank. And you're like, no, I looked.
Pain. It zero fun, sir. I've just been saying the Remember the Titans quote.
Zero fun, sir.
Do you think football is fun?
Yeah.
Zero fun, sir.
Oh, listen, I could teach you. How to do you go to the Tankathon? NFL Tankathon?
No.
Oh, I'll teach you some things. Look at this. You go to NFL Tankathon. And they have the updated
I just feel like the Patriots are going
draft.
to do the thing
they have
where
the
like
updated draft
I-
order every single Sunday. They update it. So right
What
now
are we at
you're
right now?
6. But it's fun. You just refresh it every time.
Yeah, but you got 2 hard games coming up. You might climb up there a little bit, Hank.
Yeah.
And
Although
there will
hard
be
games are weird because it's actually your strength of schedule is the tiebreaker.
There will be.
So if you play bad teams and you lose to bad teams, it's actually better for you.
There'll be a jolt in the arm that you get when Malik Cunningham starts a game.
yeah, that's what I'm just rooting. I want to root for something. I want to get excited.
All right, so just get this website. I'm here every day. I refresh it every day. I'll start sending it to you. Just be like, check it out, dude. Here, let's see the. I think they even do a little mock draft at the bottom. Right now it's Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, here you go, Hank. This is something to be excited about. Right now it has you mocked at taking Joe Alt, offensive tackle from Notre Dame.
That would be classic.
That would be so classic. 6 pick, you take a fucking offensive tackle. Listen, you got to build around the trenches. That's a fact.
Build around the lighthouse.
Build around the lighthouse. All right, Rams 26, Cardinals 9. We did stupidly bet tie, and it looked like we had a chance for a second.
Yeah, it was in play in the fourth quarter.
The Cardinals did their thing where the first half they actually played really well. They just didn't score touchdowns. They were only getting field goals. And then the Rams in the second half were like, wait, we're better than them. Cooper Kupp looks like he's completely fine. He had 148 yards and a touchdown. And the Rams did what they should have done in the second half. They ran the ball down their throat. They passed off play action, and they wasted the Cardinals.
So, fun stat about the Cardinals that we'll have to remember for next weekend. The Cardinals in the first half are one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Cardinals in first halves of the season they outscore their opponent 97-64 in the first half. That's a pretty big gap for the Cardinals. In the second half, they get outscored 98-30.
That's like all that Giants game, though.
A lot of it's a Giants.
Yeah.
But no, I think they've lost every second half that they've been in.
Yeah, no, they
might have. Did they beat the? I think they had 6
They
points
beat the
in the second
Cowboys.
half. Or so they had 7 points in the second half against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys had 6, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cardinals they're very good in the first half.
Yeah. Good game plan.
Yeah. And then
No adjustments.
And then if you're hypothetically trying to tank a season, you would just not make any adjustments going into the second half.
Smart.
You have fight in the first half, and then you lose in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, the Cardinals, they did do their thing in the first half.
And fun
They looked
fact,
in it.
if the season ended today, the Rams would be in the playoffs.
The Rams would be in the playoffs.
They'd be the 7th seed right now, I believe.
That's crazy.
Unless nothing should have changed after
I mean,
that game was over.
I wouldn't be shocked if they make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty fucking. They're a good team, and it goes back to my theory. We're going to talk about the Bucs and Lions, but like, if you win a Super Bowl, you still have Super Bowl players.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't
And a
that
Super Bowl
far
coach.
ago. Yeah, like it's not 5 years ago. It's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. The Rams are. Let's see. Yeah, I think they're in the playoffs.
I can't wait till the playoff machine gets fired up. That thing is awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
get to
Tankathon also
look at
has that.
Oh, yeah?
It does.
Give
Yeah,
us
Rams is
I
7.
don't. That's really sad that I didn't know that.
what are the what's the
Because that
AFC
means that I've
playoff
just
seeds
never
right
been
now?
to that part of the site.
Yeah.
God damn
You
it.
should scroll down.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Jake, give us the playoff standings today.
So the Chiefs would be getting the bye.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 Dolphins against number 7 Browns.
Oh, that'd be an awesome matchup. That's what we
Ooh,
want.
ready for this? 3 Ravens, 6 Steelers.
Love it.
Oh,
Those teams,
to throw out the record
they
books.
don't like each other.
And then 4 Jags, 5 Bills.
Wow.
Those would be fun games.
Yeah. And the NFC, Eagles get the bye. Niners, Rams, 2-7.
Okay, that'd be fun.
Ooh.
Shanahan gets his revenge maybe on McVay.
This is my Monday night prediction. Lions hosting the Cowboys.
Yep.
Oh,
And then Bucs hosting the Seahawks.
I like it.
wild.
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed. Fuck. That's really sad. I just scrolled by it to the draft. Yikes.
Yeah, that's the current week schedule.
Okay, Lions 20, Bucs 6. The Lions are maybe the best team in the NFC. I know that they're the Niners. I know, but the Lions didn't lose today, and the Eagles and the Niners lost. So we have to, by law, give the Lions their credit, which they are a very, very good team. They're the best team in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
I would say the way things went today, they don't take games off.
No.
The Seahawks are a good team that went into Detroit and kind of had their way with them.
Off of the Seahawks loss, right?
Yeah, off of Seahawks loss in week 1, but it wasn't like the Giants laid down for them.
Or the Lions.
Yeah. It wasn't like the Lions laid down for the Seahawks in that game. We had an all-time bad punt today by Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles was down by 14 points in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes left. They were on the Tampa Bay 33, down by 14, and they punted on 4th and 2.
Yikes.
And Todd Bowles has an addiction to punting on 4th and 2 late in the game.
He's not a good coach.
They've done that. They've done that before. In 2016, he punted on 4th and 2 from his own 46 when the Jets were down 24-13 with 7 minutes left. Both times, Todd Bowles said that he thought that there was too much time on the clock to go for it. And then both times the other team just killed the game with a drive.
He's not a good coach. And I know that the same could be said about my theory, like, oh yeah, you still have Super Bowl players. I don't think the Bucs are that good. I know that they're 3-3, but their wins are against the Vikings, the Bears, and the Saints. So I don't.
3-2.
Or they're 3-2.
Still, yeah.
Their wins though are against, like, they've stepped up twice. They stepped up against the Eagles, stepped up against the Lions. Both home games, and they got outclassed.
But you don't have to be very good to win that division.
No, it's true.
Which is
They could
not-
definitely
which is
win. They could be a playoff team. But I just remind me, Jake, if the Bucs make the playoffs, bet against them because they're not if they have to play any of these other teams, there's a difference, and you see it when they played the Lions and the Eagles.
So I was thinking about this out loud earlier today. Is there any chance? So Baker Mayfield right now playing. He didn't play great today. He didn't play awful today. He had some nice throws.
The Lions' defense is very good.
Lions' defense is very
Aaron
very,
Glenn's done an insane job with that defense.
very, very good. They're a very good defense. And just their entire roster is awesome. And now they have Jamison Williams back, who is fast as shit. Like it seems like the Lions truly are one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the NFC. And today they were the best team in the NFC. But
Facts.
Is there any chance that Baker Mayfield could win Comeback Player of the Year? Or is it just going to be DeMar no matter what?
Yeah, probably just DeMar.
Because it's the writers that vote on it, right?
Yeah.
So writers love a storyline,
Yeah,
and they're going to vote
It's
for
gonna be
DeMar.
DeMar.
It should be DeMar.
it's gonna be DeMar.
But value.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cup's up there.
Cooper Kupp could if he puts up like over 1,000 yards and starts racking up all these touchdowns. The Lions
Nathaniel Hackett should be eligible for coming back from coaching Russ Wilson.
Yeah.
Comeback Coach of the Year.
Yeah. Anyone associated with Russ Wilson. Yeah. Jared was awesome today, and he lost so Jahmyr Gibbs got hurt, a couple weeks ago. David Montgomery got hurt in this game. They had to go to their third string, Craig Reynolds, who they didn't run the ball that great, but Craig Reynolds gets Block of the Year nomination right
it was
now.
sick.
That block where he looked like he came off of the bench. He came out of nowhere to spring Amon-Ra for that touchdown. That was an awesome block.
I'd say that, and then George Pickens' block that he had
Yes.
on Monday Night Football.
Yes.
Those are the top 2 blocks of the year so far.
But that was an insane block, and that also just speaks to like the Lions have that vibe of next man up. Every guy can contribute in some way, and yeah, Jared's fucking good. You want to know a crazy stat? The Lions have scored over 20 points in 15 straight games.
That is crazy. Yes.
So now that the 49ers didn't score 20 points, I think the 49ers were at like 13 or 14. The second team in the NFL to score 20-point streak is the Chargers at 7. The Lions have 15 straight 20-point games from their offense.
Yeah, their offense coordinator
And
is
now their
awesome.
defense is good. Their defense has held, I think, 4 out of 6 games to 20 or less. Guess what? I'm not a mathematician, but if you score more than 20 every game and you hold the opponent to 20 or less, I think that means you win.
It means you're good.
Yeah.
It means you're a good team.
It means you win.
I'm so happy for Lions fans, too, that they get to go to these road trips, and you'll see stadiums like was it Raymond James?
Yeah.
Raymond James had a shitload of Lions
Oh,
fans
yeah.
in it. When they play against the Chargers in a couple weeks, that's going to be mostly Lions fans.
Oh, yeah.
In Los Angeles. You get to go to these warm weather destinations and you get to be excited about taking a football vacation.
Yeah.
Like Lions fans took a lot of sad football vacations in their past because they would still go to games, but now it's like you have an excuse to go to a game and you're probably going to win. I'm just pumped for them. I'm pumped for the city of Detroit. I'm pumped for everyone that had to like get out of bed on Thanksgiving. The saddest thing ever, must have been for Lions fans to wake up on Thanksgiving, put on their face paint, put on the
Their
giant
pilgrim
shoulder pads,
outfit.
the
Yeah.
pilgrim outfit, and then go to a Thanksgiving Day game instead of hanging out with their family.
Yeah.
Just to get their teeth kicked in year after year.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you get to go to fun football vacations.
Well, think about this. Think about this. There are a lot of people out there, a lot listening to the show right now, who are Lions fans and Michigan fans.
Yeah.
Your football weekends rock.
Yeah.
You just basically go to every weekend. Friday comes around, you're like, what am I going to do this weekend? I'm going to watch both my teams kick ass.
So this is why
That's awesome.
This is why the auto workers strike might actually last longer than you'd think, because they're pumped.
Yeah.
They get a whole fall. Their football teams are good.
Yeah, you don't have to go to work on
Yeah,
Monday.
you know how much that would rock if you just got off work for an entire fall and your football teams were like the best in their entire leagues?
That rules.
It would be the best.
I'm very excited for next week, Lions at Ravens, because I feel like that's a good test for both teams. Let's play whose line is it anyway.
Lions at Ravens. I'm going to say
I'm going to say Ravens minus 2.5.
1.5. Ravens 1.5.
Ravens minus 2.5.
Okay.
Good call.
I feel like if that goes to 3, people will bet the Lions, which I probably will be in that camp.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great game.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like the Lions. This game, they've proven it. They've won 3 games on the road. They've beaten the Chiefs, the Packers, and the Bucs all on the road. Like, they just beat anyone anywhere except the Seahawks. They haven't beaten them the last 2 years. Okay. That is it. That's all of our games. Should we do the Roback question? Roback.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com, promo code TAKE. Go check it out right now. I'm wearing the joggers right now. I wear them all weekend long. They're the best. Roback question. Hank, who's back of the week?
My who's back of the week is the future.
Oh,
Yeah. I think you have mine. Yeah, go off.
We talk about how this is the best time of the year for sports. NHL is back. Season just started, and the NBA preseason is going, and they actually play players in the preseason. So, get to see Connor Bedard, which is exciting. Being in Chicago, the city's excited.
that's regular season. Yeah.
No, I know the NHL is
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
but the NBA, Victor Wembanyama has been playing in the preseason, and he looks like he's going to be the greatest player of all time.
I've never seen anybody
The way he plays defense,
play
is-
basketball
He's
like
crazy.
he plays. They can't shoot.
Yeah.
You just can't
He
shoot.
covers
if he's on the
everything.
court. They were afraid to take 3-pointers and layups
Yeah.
on the same possession.
Yeah.
Because Wembanyama, with his giant arms and his gigantic hands, can cover. He puts like a dome over the rim. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then he took an alley-oop. He like passed the ball to his teammate, took one step, pointed up in the air, and they just throw the ball to him, and he dunks it without even jumping. He's breaking basketball.
Credit to us.
We called it.
We called it.
Credit to the media for accurately predicting that Wembanyama was going to be good. He's so good. I did put a bet on the Spurs to win their division, just because you never know.
Who's in the Spurs?
You never know. The Southwest,
The-
the Mavericks,
It's all the Texas teams.
The
Mavericks,
the
the Rockets
NBA
stink.
divisions have to be the most pointless
they're
divisions.
they're
in the
so
world.
pointless.
I think you get like a special seed if you win it, though. I think you're guaranteed.
Not anymore.
I don't think.
I think you used to. I don't know if you still do.
It's the Rockets, the Thunder, right?
The Rockets, the Thunder, the Mavs,
The Mavs, the
Are
Spurs.
Pelicans.
It is the 3 Texas teams, the Pelicans, and the Grizzlies.
Oh, I
Oh,
did get
so
the
it's not the
Pelicans,
Thunder.
No, the Thunder
Are in the West,
Northwest.
Northwest,
The
because
Northwest.
of they were the Sonics.
That would confuse the shit out of Paul Bissonnette.
Yeah, no, they're the dumbest. Those are the dumbest things. Like, why?
Yeah, but think about that. So they basically have to be better than the Mav. Here's how dumb I am. So I watched like
Kyrie's going to blow that team up.
I watched like a 45-second clip of Wembanyama in a preseason game, and I was like, well, he broke basketball.
Yeah,
No one can play basketball with him on the court.
he's
against
incredible.
him. And so you never know.
Never know.
Pop has got to be very excited.
At
about
one
this.
point, I don't know if this is still accurate, but you're automatically given the top 3 seeds if you win your division.
Might be. I don't know.
We talked.
Wow. I don't think so.
At one point, yes, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
not anymore.
We talked a little
I don't
on the
think-
live
I don't
stream
think-
about
no.
this, but
Yeah, that definitely can't be the case.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It's not the case.
do you think that right now Wembanyama could put on a football uniform
Yes.
and go out there and fix the Seahawks red zone problems
Yes.
just by running into the end zone and jumping
And I
like a foot up into the air?
And we went down our football memory because I mentioned Joseph Fourier, who was from UCLA, who played for the Lions, and he had like these crazy games where I think the stat I read out loud was 3 catches, 34 yards, 3 touchdowns. They would literally just get down. I think he was only in the league for like a year and a half, but he had 8 touchdowns, and that's exactly what they do. You have a game like 1 catch, 10 yards, touchdown.
And think about how much better Wembanyama would be even than that guy.
Yeah,
because he's 7'4".
I know.
With huge hands.
I wouldn't fucking let him off the line.
Yeah, just jam him up.
Fucking
But that's the
jam
thing
him
is he's
up.
got arms like Dalsim from Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or
Just
whatever.
smack him.
Just hand right to your chest and then just throw the ball up in there. You can't
That'd be
stop.
great.
2015 and 16, each division winner was guaranteed a top 4 seed.
Yeah, so it hasn't been there.
So
for
it
a
was
while. So
semi
it's the dumbest
recently.
thing in the world.
But Bedard, I did like how he scored a point in his first game and they won. So in the picture afterwards, holding the puck, he was smiling, and he scored his first goal against the Bruins, which they lost. In the picture they took with him after, he wasn't smiling.
I like that.
So that's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
Gamer, yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
no, he is a gamer.
I also like how whenever they do the pictures of the guys holding the pucks, they always look like just dip tins.
Yeah.
You think they're holding Copenhagen?
We got to do. We got to get my season tickets. We got to do a whole calendar. Everyone pick a game. Pick multiple games.
Hell yeah. I'm
Split
excited.
them up. Split them up. Yeah, hockey's back. We're gonna get Witt on next week.
I saw Wi-Fi threw down with Revo the other night.
Oh, really?
Battle of the Titans. We
Love
get
that.
Wi-Fi is so awesome.
Yeah.
I love them.
All right, PFT. Who's back?
I was gonna have Wimby.
Oh.
Wimby was gonna be my who's back. So the future. The future's back again.
nice.
Brooks?
Oh, Brooks Koepka, yeah. Brooks had a nice little weekend, didn't he?
Yeah, he won. Second time he's won. I got a good laugh from like the live account. He like holed out from 100 yards away or something in Friday or Saturday. And the top comment was just not as impressive as PFT's Eagle.
Oh,
Yeah, I
love
mean,
that.
it's a
Just made
fact.
me laugh,
Love
kind of
that.
seeing that stuff in the wild.
For the
Yeah.
rest of my life, I will be able to say I beat a 5-time major champion.
Hopefully,
on one hole.
hopefully more than that.
Yeah, at least 5 times.
Yeah,
at least 5 times.
At least.
Brooks also, I don't know if this is an accurate quote or not, because I can never tell online like which are the real live coverage accounts and which ones are fake. What?
In general, I thought you were going to say you can't tell what's real and what's fake.
Oh, that's fine, Hank. Good call. I'm sorry that you're taking your stinking Patriots out on me and your fake lighthouse.
You've been getting duped a lot.
You don't know what a lighthouse
Ooh,
is,
no.
Hank. You don't know what a lighthouse is. Bottom line, and you're lashing out, and I understand that, and it's okay. Brooks said that they only have 3 guys on their team on Smash.
I think Chase got relegated.
He's like throwing them under the bus.
No, he got relegated.
Oh, so they lost.
They do relegation, and he got relegated.
Fuck.
So Brooks, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're looking to add.
Yeah.
If you're looking, I've said I will do anything for $100 million.
Yeah,
Anything.
do it. All right, my who's back of the week is a new trend. It's called silent walking.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys ever done this, but walking without your phone. This is a really cool new. I don't understand how it's become like a TikTok trend because you're not supposed to have your phone.
That was my big question.
But it's a new Gen Z trend. This is. I'm gonna hold myself back from just being like grumpy old man because when you read these articles, you're like, what the fuck? So they call it silent walking. That is going for a walk without their phones or without listening to music, podcasts, or any sort of technology or technological distraction. Podcaster Maddie Mayo takes credit for unintentionally starting a movement that she promises will change your life. So she, in a video on TikTok, again, don't really understand that part. She explains her boyfriend was the one who first challenged her to take a walk without any distractions. No AirPods, no podcast, no music, just me, myself, and I. She said in the video, which has now gained almost 500,000 views. And at first I was like, fuck no, my anxiety could never, which is probably what you're thinking. But something within me was like, let me just try it. So she's like, this is very bold. She's like, let me just try to walk without my phone. She said that in the first 2 minutes of her walk, there was mayhem until she hit a flow state when suddenly you can hear yourself. I fucking hate this so much.
Did she say that like I didn't think I could ever do this with my anxiety?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like more calming? Her boyfriend's definitely cheating on her, by the way.
Yeah.
He's like,
for sure.
He's like, hey, I got a new challenge for you. Can you leave the house?
Yeah. Without your phone.
Yeah, it's the go. It's
Yeah.
the go away challenge.
She said, look, the universe and your intuition comes to you through whispers. So if you've never alone with your thoughts and you never get quiet, you're gonna miss the whispers. This person has never had an inner dialogue?
No. She's like, what is this? What's this strange feeling I'm experiencing? Oh, it's thinking.
I have an inner dialogue every day.
That's weird.
To her defense, it does suck when you're like walking to work and your headphones die and you're like, fuck, now I have to like think about things.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
it's like
Count
it's not
Max
like
and the Gen Z are.
I mean, it's not like a life-changing experience, but you're not telling.
Well, it sounds like it didn't take with you.
Nothing takes with me. But all I'm saying is that you're telling me that you're not like, oh, that's.
Oh yeah, of course
Yeah.
it does. But it's more the fact that they are like we have to go walk without our phones to actually think. I think a lot.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of thinking.
I got multiple dialogues.
Like right now, am I going to take the Chargers money line or the points? That's a lot of thinking
There's also some controversy around the silent walk thing, Big Cat.
because she has her phone.
Well, that's one. She's documenting her silent walk somehow. But apparently someone else started the silent walk trend in January
no.
by New York City influencer Ariel Lore.
Oh
Ariel
no!
Lore?
Someone else learned to walk.
Yeah, so she walked and she talked about the action on her podcast in April.
Oh,
And she said, I feel like when I walk in silence, my senses are on high alert. Like a blind person can all of a sudden, like, they can hear better.
Yeah.
They can smell better. She says, I smell everything. I hear everything. I'm seeing everything. And it's so grounding for me.
oh, that's beautiful.
So regardless of whoever started it, I'm in favor of people walking.
Yeah, we've remade
Max,
walking.
I saw your 5K. You're in favor of walking as
Yeah,
well.
everyone go watch it. Part of my take YouTube. What are you doing, memes? Memes?
There's just a bunch of dogs humping the statues on this movie that Will Ferrell might have stole from you guys.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wait, what the fuck?
It's boner dogs.
Is it really?
It's
They
called
made-
Strays.
They made boner
It's an
dogs.
R-rated
Oh,
movie
God
about talking
damn
dogs.
it. Well, that sucks. Well, that kind of. This is like in what is it? Fuck. What's the movie with Seth Rogen?
Pineapple
Knocked
Express.
Up. Knocked Up. When they spent all that time trying to invent like porn.
They made Mr.
Mr.
Skin.
Skin.
Yeah.
So we just been trying so hard with boner dogs, and Will Ferrell just made it.
Well, maybe putting out the entire plot of our genius comedy movie.
I think
about
we
a
had Will
dog.
Ferrell attached.
He was attached. Maybe just talking about it constantly wasn't the greatest idea in terms of
Oh, the dogs are swearing.
operational security.
Damn it! What do they sound like? They sound cool.
If one sounds like
Oh, look,
Jimmy
they're all
Tatro,
peeing at the
I'm
same
going
time.
to get very, very angry.
Oh man, we got fucking swagger jacked. This is what Maddie Mayo probably thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Now that there's the NYC influencer. Okay, we got to come up with a trend. Sleeping.
I like that. You can call it prolonged meditation, prolonged
Yeah.
nocturnal meditation.
Yeah. You ever just sleep and then if you just shut off your brain,
I couldn't.
sometimes you can dream.
Not with my anxiety, I could not do that.
All right, Jake, finish us off.
My who's back is playing basketball on a football field.
Oh,
Yeah.
Iowa women's basketball played DePaul in a cancer fundraiser at Kinnick Stadium. It was really cool. They did the wave.
That's
They
always
set
nice.
the attendance record. It was really cool to see.
Yeah.
they did the wave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the wave to
The wave.
the
Oh, that wave.
Yeah.
I thought
cancer
you meant
patients.
the other wave.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Who cares?
Same.
So I saw the diagram of how they built that basketball court.
Yeah.
It's only really one side gets a view,
Yeah.
right? Because they build it in an end zone.
Yeah. That's how the dome at Syracuse does it too. You don't realize it watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's in an end zone.
Oh, that stinks.
And they bring out the bleachers.
Syracuse Dome.
Also, it's the
kinda is
Carrier Dome and
overrated.
it doesn't have AC.
And they changed the name. It's still the Carrier Dome. But yeah, really cool stuff.
How many points did Caitlin Clark have?
Uh
I'm ready to declare her a bust.
Wow. You don't know? You don't know.
Canceled.
If this was a men's game,
Yeah,
you
that's
would
a good
definitely
point,
know.
Hank.
You would definitely
Cancel.
know. Cancel him. He doesn't care about the women's game. He is actually the worst type of
You're white knighting.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
You're LARPing as
34.
a women's game aficionado.
34, 11, and 10.
And you didn't
Triple
know?
double.
You just found out, so you can't pretend like that's shocking. Canceled.
Sorry.
Canceled. Canceled.
Learn women.
Learn women one time. Name a woman.
Any woman, Jake.
Name a woman.
Pat Summit.
Oh,
Oh.
well,
what about her
nursing
son?
college
What about her
basketball.
son?
I don't like name a current woman.
She's dead.
Okay.
Name a woman.
Name a woman.
Oh wow.
Diana Taurasi.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Thinking of
That's
women, notable women in basketball.
All right, name a non-basketball woman.
Serena Williams.
Who's in the WNBA
Name a
finals?
non-sports woman.
Michelle Obama.
Oh, we
yeah.
said a woman.
Oh, Jesus. Would it matter if Michelle Obama was not a woman?
Who's in the
find out.
WNBA
Jason
finals?
Whitlock soon.
Las Vegas Aces versus New York Liberty, and the Liberty extended the series today. And Jason Sudeikis.
All right,
was
fine. You
sidelines.
fucking.
You're
all right,
back.
fine,
You're
fuck
back.
it,
You're
back.
Oh, so you only
know
know it
some
because there
women.
was a man on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's
Sue Bird
bad.
was
That's
on the
bad.
sidelines,
That's
too.
bad. Okay. Great show, boys.
Should have just said your mom.
Yeah.
Marlins man taught us that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm still like uncomfortable from that call.
Yeah. Okay. Numbers.
3.
18.
69. Have you ever gotten this, memes?
Nope.
New lottery ball in a week.
2.
New lottery ball machine. Where is it?
48.
20.
Where is the new lottery ball machine? You don't know.
Henry?
It's out there.
Wait, so it's not going to be in a
It
week.
exists.
Is it going to be here in a week?
Depends what you mean by here.
Okay. 27.
Oh, fuck. That's the one I did last. Wait. No. I did that.
More mad, he's more mad about this than
that
the
was
Eagles.
way much more. The Eagles win
That's
the
not-
game. The
Shut
Eagles
the
win the
fuck
game.
up, Jake. That also isn't true. Big moments I got mad and then you guys would be like, "Oh no, here
So
he is."
for everyone, Max is getting game 1, game 2. We can watch at home. Game 3 we will stream. Because game 1, game 2.
We had a little palate cleanser.
Thursday Night Football we'll stream with the Phillies. That will be what's your prediction, Max, before we let everyone go? Well, you already said sweep. What's everyone
I didn't
else's
say
prediction?
sweep. I did not say sweep.
You said they're
I
going to
don't-
play 4 games this week.
Phil's in 4.
Phil's in 6.
I think it's Phil's in 4.
Phillies in 5.
Phil's in 6.
Phillies. I agree with Max. Max knows the Phillies. He doesn't. You don't know anything about the Eagles right now, but you got your finger on the pulse of the Phils.
Actually, you know what?
Phillies in 6.
Fuck it. Diamondbacks in 7. I like Dan Heron. He's my friend. Diamondbacks in 7. Yeah, memes?
Diamondbacks in 6.
Oh, Shane, you want to go Diamondbacks in 5? Do we get a Diamondbacks in 5?
Good. I didn't want
4. Diamondbacks in 4.
good. I didn't want a full room of Phillies.
Okay. All right. We'll see everyone on Wednesday.
Love you guys.